Things to be aware of organizing eRacing Championship without race room. First, no automated leaderboard would always be labor intensive. Elimination round would be the only way to filter the winners. Having the participants adhering to the schedule would be a huge test. We need to know the task will get bigger when participants increases. Time consuming. Organizing eRacing Championship without race room, it's all need run manually to take down the participants and eliminate them from first round group to final round group. Because it is manual human labor, there bound to be human error. Manual human labor would have a price tag for the man-hours involved. New participants would never have chance. The e-racing clubs in the world will send their best racers to participate the race. But that means your championship exposure is just limited to the e-racing clubs. Why choose race room? Our 3E official championship have fully automated leaderboard. Participants can log in anytime to leave the fastest lap time within the qualifying period. Each of the racers already have their ranks with race room. Next, save time. You can have unlimited amounts of participants in a super short time to qualifying them to final race. Race room can cover unlimited amount of participants. We have a full automated esports ecosystem from qualifying leaderboard to broadcast AI. Besides, race room's free contents lets everyone can participate to the race.
Hi and welcome to eRacing This is the Sprint Edition. My name's Alex Young, and with me,
Afiq Farid.
So, this is the first time we are doing Sprint Edition on Assetto Corsa Competizione. And it's the first time we're running on a Friday night as well. A few experiments here. This is round one, and we are actually racing here at Imola. If you actually watch right now, you can see the cars are on track. We are in the middle of qualifying, actually halfway through qualifying. 15 minutes to go. We just did Formula 1 at Imola, and here we are back at this track. But before I go back to you, I think just have to thank our sponsors, of course, Royal Selangor, X-Park, Life, and of course, Motorsport Playground. So, on to the track. What do you think about it?
Imola? I think it's one of the best tracks in ACC, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's very flowy. It's anti-clockwise direction, but it's so fun because even though overtaking opportunities is not plentiful, but driving there is so rewarding.
It's a bit like a roller coaster, isn't it? Up and down and stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, okay, we've got the best sim racers in the region out on track right now. Before we get into the details of qualifying 50 minutes ago, let's just talk a little bit about the track. And actually, I'll talk it through because you'll be doing the hot lap in a while.
Yeah.
And there you go, Imola. 19 corners, although really it should be 17. I don't really count turn 1 and the last corner, turn 19, because you're flat out from turn 18 all the way to turn 2. Anti-clockwise, quite flowing. Really the best overtaking opportunities into turn 2. Can't really overtake into 5. 7's a possibility if you're brave. 14 or so is possible, and 17 as well. But I don't want to talk anymore about the track. Why don't we let Afiq talk us through this lap?
Hello everyone and welcome to Imola, which will play host to round 1 of the eRGP Sprint Edition. Now Imola is 4.9 kilometers in length. It has 18 corners to negotiate and it runs in an anti-clockwise direction, but it's super easy to learn. So for turn 2, which is Tamburello, as soon as we pass the exit road on the bottom right of the screen, turn the car once, turn the car twice, and turn the car for the last time, exiting Tamburello. So brake when you see that small exit road. What about Variante Villeneuve? Super easy. Brake twice. Brake once and brake again. Turn the car in and make sure that you have a very nice exit there. And that's Variante Villeneuve. What about Tosa? 50-meter board. Turn the car in. Be very patient with the throttle and accelerate as you pass the middle of the corner. Super easy, Tosa. Super easy to get it right. Piratella. Turn 9. Easy. Brake after the 50-meter board, but make sure that the car is in the track always. If you go wide, then that will compromise your lap time and that will make your lap time invalidated. Aqua Minerale, brake twice, third gear, and then brake last time, second gear, turn the car in, accelerate as soon as you turn right in the middle of Aqua Minerale. What about Variante Alta? Easy. Italian flag on the bottom left of the screen. Brake hard, first gear, flick once, flick twice. And that's Variante Alta done and dusted. Now, what about Rivazza? Final 3 corners remaining on the circuit. Brake after the 100-meter board, turn the car in once, accelerate, lift the throttle, don't brake too much, and you get a very nice exit. And that's it. Imola done and dusted. Super easy to learn, super fun to drive, and super fun to race in. I hope you enjoy the race tonight.
Okay, thank you, Afik. I just have to come back to the two-way here because I want you to just quickly explain to us what's going on with those eyebrows.
What do you mean?
Those eyebrows. Did you see those eyebrows? They were really serious. I've never seen such serious eyebrows. But that's how you get the focus going, yeah?
I guess, but in all honesty, this is my first time, doing a track guide while driving at the same time, so it's very difficult because I've never done something like this before. So if you see me with the eyebrows, with the straight eyebrows, that's normal. That's my driving face, as you say.
Wow. Well, I think you did a great job, man. It looked really good. Let's go back to the on-track action there because Mohammed Tasbi's just gone 5th quickest. Look at that. There he is in the Ferrari, the Team Flash driver. And you can actually see him on the inset there on the bottom right. He is 5th quickest at the moment. His brother, though, is struggling down in 10th position. Alif, wow. Alif, who's 3-time winner of Global Edition.
And last round's winner of Endurance with Tasbi. So a little bit funny for Alif there. He's using the Honda tonight, which is not his primary car per se, but it's very weird to see someone that quick in a car that that can compromise you that lap time.
I'm so surprised to see him in the Honda. He normally drives this car, the Ferrari, which his brother Tasbi is in. So Tasbi then 5th. He looks like he's on a bit of a better lap. Well, we have to go and have a look at Avila Bahar right now. Avila Bahar, though, the JMX Phantom driver. Wow, quickest indeed. I have been very fortunate enough to work with this driver before. He is super quick. And he looks like he's on another good lap as well. 41.3. He's holding pole at the moment with just over 10 minutes to go. Crosses the line. Oh,
no, he just came out of
just
pits.
coming. So this is him starting a lap anyway. Yeah. So let's go on board here, see if we can go find a little bit more time. We don't have a Zoom picture of him. He's naughty boy. He's not sharing his picture on Zoom. Good-looking kid as well. He is actually a real-life driver. Factory Honda supported driver in Indonesia. But he's under some pressure because Papano's only a 10th off him, so he knows he needs to find a bit more time. Well, how's he looking so far?
Well, he's looking quite good so far. I mean, the Mercedes has 15 kilograms of pace as we open the timetable, and will actually show that yes, the Mercedes has 18 kilograms of ballast. So the way the ballast counts in the sprint championship tonight is 3 kg for every 10. So because the Lambo is the second slowest car, it only has 3 kg. However, the Merc being the 6th quickest car, he has 18 kilograms.
Wow, okay. So is this lap looking good though? Is he going to be quick enough? Is this going to be an improvement?
Oh, he ran wide. That might have invalidated it. Yep, he's backing off now. Well, let's look into Alif though.
Wow, we were just talking about Muhammad Alif.
Yeah, he's P2.
Wow, he's Joe. He looks... I'm going to laugh on him later. He's tense. He knows he was under the cosh. And somehow out of nowhere, because he was nowhere, he's suddenly found the time and he's P2. 88 hundredths off pole position. Is there enough time to go for another go, or is he run out of tires?
No, he's... well, he can't use his race tires because, mind you, that there's only one mandatory pits in the race. So that...
Well, for the sprint race, there's no pit.
Yeah. So there is time to do another hot lap with new tires. And it's very surprising to see Alif even driving that, that beat-up car of the Honda around the track, and he's currently in P2 at the moment.
I've never seen a Honda in the top 3. That's very exciting. I think this might be time. Maybe you can focus back on Avila Bahar. Well, actually, let's see what Clapano's doing. Is we should bring in our third commentator. Everyone knows him. He's a regular commentator here at eRacing Amo Haziq.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Afi. Yeah, I was about to say that I feel a little bit like Groucho Marx there with the eyebrows, but
you did.
Anyway, yeah, interesting here we see a Mercedes, Honda, and Lambo at the front, and normally guys don't really pick the Lambo, don't they, Afi?
Well, Lambo. I mean, I've seen people driving the Lambo. I've not seen someone driving the Honda.
Yeah.
I think the Honda is one of those rare things that you see in ACC, apart from the Jaguar, apart from all the older generation cars. But the Honda, being the new generation car, is one of the most trickiest car to drive in the game.
Wow. Yeah, this.
Sorry, yeah.
Just quickly to interrupt, Ammo. Klapano's on a good lap. Oh, he's had a bad exit out the hairpin, but he's still a 10th off his quickest lap. If he can find 2 more 10ths in these last 2 sectors, maybe he could snatch pole.
Maybe.
Actually the fastest guy in practice, wasn't he? So he is set here for what could be one of the fastest cars on the grid today.
Yeah. Looking good right there. Goes through Aqua Minerale. Looks quite comfortable. Has he clawed back that time? No.
He hasn't.
He's still a
No,
10th.
he went a 10th down, so he's actually like, he somehow made it worse.
Okay, let's look about someone that has gone really quick. Alan Drake Cruz. Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that because Klapano spun there, but how is Cruz doing?
Well, let's talk about him. Super quick by the young Filipino driver. He's all the way in Norway. He's actually an AM driver, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
He is. So being 3.8 tenths, 0.38 tenths behind the pole man in the AM category. I mean, Alan Drake Cruz is doing wonders, and he's keeping up with Klapano, who's in the Lambo, which is very impressive.
Wow, I look at this, and I think Cruz needs to be upgraded to a pro, if you ask me. But let's see how he races. For the viewers back at home, Alan Drake Cruz, who are watching on screen right now, he's only 10 years old. From Philippines. That's why he's an AM, because he's still a bit new with the racing, and you can see the car's teleporting just a tiny bit high ping there. But yeah, wow.
Oh, he's got traffic to negotiate to Alan Drake Cruz. Look at that, Yang Ming Chu is right ahead
Whoa!
of him. Is either he needs to back off or Yang Ming needs to give way. Oops, wrong cam there. Yeah, Yang Ming has to give way, but he can't anyway. There are a few cars ahead of him, so he's going to compromise his quality there. Oh, Yang Ming, what you doing?
Accident. That was close to an accident, wasn't it?
Oh, Yang Ming there, being very careless. You can't brake in the straight like that. That's called a brake test, and Cruz would be really annoyed with that.
Yeah, you can penalize that, can you, Alex?
Yes, stewards can do what they like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, let's see. But anyway, you know who else is on a good lap, actually? Klapano's on another good lap. No, he's in the pit stop. Oh, Elif's on a good lap.
He just came out, Klapano. So, one of the refreshing things to see here in sprint is you got 6 different manufacturers in the top 6. So you got a Merc leading the way, followed up by the Honda driven by a Leaf. Then you got Klapano in the Lamborghini. Oscar Liu, let's go to him. Oscar Liu in the Aston Martin V8.
Yeah, well, that's it. So I guess the BOP's done quite a good job, actually. I have to say this is down to Fahad and Afiq choosing the BOP. We choose our BOP. Basically, we look at times from around the world and we see what's the most up to date, and make sure that we're up to date with the updates. And I think you've done a good job, right? Because what's that? It's like you said, 6 different manufacturers in the top 6.
Yeah. 7 different manufacturers in the top 8 if you were to count the Bentley of Matthew Rojas in P8.
6 cents off. See who's on a quick lap right now. I think everyone's on out laps.
Yeah,
Everyone's trying one. Ooh, Tusby! Nope.
6 tenths. Yeah, it's a bit further back here, Tusby. Maybe he's still warming up his tires, because it takes a while for these tires to warm up here in ACC. It takes a lap and a half to warm up the tires to make sure that it gets into its optimal pressure range. But nevertheless, Tusby should be up the pace. It should be. I was expecting Tusby or a Leaf to be to be locking out the front 2 for tonight, but seeing Avila Bahar and knowing what he's capable of, you know, they got a fight in their hands.
I'm not surprised to see Avila Bahar there. For me, he's one of the favourites today. JMX Phantom really prepared very well, and like I said, Bahar's really good. Ammo, what do you think about Bahar?
Yeah, I mean, he's a smooth operator. Cool, calm character, especially when he was driving in last year's endurance editions. Have not seen him drive in sprints yet, so this will be a first real chance to see him, how he fares driving by himself against the other competitors. And in fact, this is kind of like the first time we're seeing all drivers not having pairings. This one is man versus man here for the overall honors. And we have 2 classes some more.
Okay, just looking at Chester Lamb though, Ammo, sorry to interrupt. He's 2 tenths up on his quickest lap, and I have to show his zoom picture because it's kind of hilarious. I don't know who that is in the corner.
That is one of the what? Who's the who's Tofu Man's best friend from Initial D? It's that guy. Yeah. It's that guy. I forgot the name. Oh yeah, just the Lando messes up to Rivazza. Well, not Rivazza. Piratella.
Piratella.
Piratella. So
Tasby's on a good lap.
Tasby's on a good lap. It's 110 up Tasby, but is 110 enough to put himself into the front row of the grid? I don't think so. It looks like it's good enough to be in the second row, but not in the first row. He's got a leaf there up ahead for good measure.
Okay, Tasby goes for the chicane. He's lost no, he's still a 10th up. This might be good enough to get him in the second row, perhaps.
Oh, but he just got that back marker Ferrari, and that looks like one of the FSA racing guys as well, who is new to this championship, and that might compromise him. I'm not seeing if there's any improvement on that. He's right behind his brother, I think.
Yeah, but there is too. He is 1/10 up though, so he had a very good section there coming to Rivazza. He's 2/10 up. So what will this lap be by Mohamed Tasby in Team Flash number 63 Ferrari?
He's across the line.
It's P4. So it's a second row. It's a bit further
There was
back
an improvement.
Yeah, there was an improvement, but it's not enough to put himself into the front row of the grid. He has one more lap though, and look at who's up ahead. Let's go to Alif, shall we?
Yeah.
Alif Hamilton.
And but we were talking about tires earlier. Would there be any chance, Afi, if you can see anyone who's exited and entered the server to get a new fresh set of tires? Because that is a known trick on ACC. As Tasby goes off in the background, that's the end of his qualifying.
Yeah, it is the end of his qualifying. What about Alif though? Alif has, wow, he's got 3 cars up ahead. He needs to back off. He can't commit this lap. Need to find a space.
We have to say we got a full grid of cars for round 1. 50 cars out there, so it's pretty busy out there, isn't it, Ammo?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's almost like the real GT World Challenge race that was here in Imola about a few weeks back, and it was for the Endurance Cup. We had 56 plus cars, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and that was chaotic as well. They had to do qualifying in 2 splits just to actually suss everybody out.
Yeah, I mean, the qualifying for GT World Challenge, for the real life GT World Challenge is different, but for the sprint we have 47 drivers at the moment, battling it out for the top spot of qualifying in 30 minutes. So we're cramping everything up. That's what makes it interesting, but it's going to be very difficult for the drivers today.
Indeed, and it's going to be difficult for whoever's at the back for the first race of the season. And Alif's backing up. Looks like he wants to make a bit of a gap here. But I was saying about if anybody was right up to the back of the rear, but in 47th place, you're going to have a long day ahead trying to get out all those positions. Not what they want, not what anyone wants.
Yep. As we can see though, Alan Drake Cruz though, sorry, we had to go through Alan Drake Cruz. He was a 10th up coming out of Tosa. What about Piratella? It doesn't look like it. Oscar Liu is also increasing his lap time. Oh, Alan Drake Cruz looks like he's almost a 10th up, but he's got cars ahead of him. That might have compromised a few laps, and he can't make one more lap. That's it. That's his quality done. If this messes up, then Alan Drake Cruz has no more chance to improve his lap time, and he will start the race from 6 on the grid tonight.
That's still pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're talking about tires just now. Do you think that any of these guys might have exited the server at one point to get fresh tires? Do you think, Afiq?
Yeah, definitely. I do that all the time.
Open and shut case there.
Can you do that in qualifying?
Yeah, you can do that in qualifying.
Cheats.
Something Alex just figured out tonight. But nevertheless, Avila Bahar, Paul Mando, he's still on the hot lap. He's 2/10 back, and I think he's backing off. Yep. Avila Bahar's backing off. So that's your pole man for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Avila Bahar on pole with a time of 1:41.367.
And look at for the time from 1st to 19th. From Avila Bahar to Andre Jensen Villanueva. 1 second covers the top 19. That's pretty much what you expect in the field like this. Very good drivers.
Yeah. And I think the BOP does, have a huge factor in this.
Yeah. Okay, no one's on a hot lap, so I think that's done. We should try and see all the cars are lining up in the grid. Ammo, what's that? 30 seconds wait time. It's not much wait time. We could be going to race 1 quite quickly. Ammo, you want to take us through the format for today?
Yes, so we have 2 races on hand here for the sprint format, which is going to culminate in 1 hour. First, the race will be 15 minutes, and second race will be 45, which includes a pit stop in between. So that will be the format that we have for today's race. And it will be interesting to see how the drivers who are at the back of the grid try to go their way up through the field in that first race, Alex.
Yeah, it's true. Lucas Dowd, though, he's about to finish his lap. Will he go quickest? He's done a good job to get up to
3,
5th.
2, 1. Is there enough time? Oh no, he's
just
not
missed
enough
it.
time. Just missed it.
Oh,
If
that's
he
a
had
real
this-
shame for the driver from the Interpedian Racing team.
Yeah. Oh, and forgot to mention that, Amo. You forgot to mention one thing. For race 2 tonight, it's gonna be a reverse grid.
That's right.
Yes. And
So the
from
top-
what position, Afiq?
So from the top 15, there'll be a reverse grid. So the top 15 overall, not by class, unfortunately. So the top 15 overall, if you finish in the top 15 in race 1, best tough luck. You're gonna start from P15 in race 2. So it's a top 15, reverse grid.
And of course, points go also all the way to the 15th place drivers. So really, then that's what they want to aim for. If they want to get away from this championship with some points, they have to aim for the top 15 in every single race.
It's going to be a bit mad. It's going to be a bit mad today, isn't it? I mean, Imola. I'm just looking at how many cars are around track. There's going to be carnage everywhere. We're going to
47 laps, 47 cars.
47 cars. We'll try and go through the field as well during the races. Try and see some of the other guys who are here on Zoom as well. But yeah, I can see here quite a few different drivers getting ready to go.
Yeah, it did. Looks like it.
And you can see that in the pit lane, some of the cars are actually jumping around. That's because they're actually entering the setup screen to change tires. So that's kind of like a quirk in ACC. You can see clearly who's in the setup menu when they're in the pit lane.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so next time, and let's look, we got, who's this? Nabil here.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Look, he's got a fan attack, I tell you.
He's got a fan attack. It's a very nice fan attack.
Yeah, indeed.
That's awesome. Where's Nabil start?
Nabil starts from 22nd on the grid.
22nd on the grid. Okay, he's got a bit of work to do. Let's see what he can do. But he's got a fan attack, so maybe he can do it.
But before that, can we run through the grid on our own
Yeah.
virtual segue here to run through all 40 plus drivers here?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's up down to Afiq to do it.
Yep. So we're gonna have to show our beautiful faces first before we go into the
Yep.
segue today.
We got it. That's it. It's you and me. Oh, I need a haircut, I think, don't I? But yeah, so
So-
let's do the grid walk. Ammo, you want to take us through this? We've got 2 minutes to go, so we should be able to get through all, was it 47 cars? 50 entered, but
47 cars, yeah.
3 of them not.
So let's
47.
go, shall we? Good to go.
Yep.
Virtual
And we're on
segue.
our grid walk. Yeah, welcome to the grid walk here, folks. And no Megan Thee Stallion to be seen, so we don't have anybody to bid this off. So here's the grid then. Bahar and Alif, row 1. Row 2 is Klapano and Tasbi. So it's a Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines top 3 with a Singaporean in 4th. Then Oscar Liu in 5th place for Hong Kong in the Macau esports team car. Alan Drake Cruz in 6th in the BMW for the Philippines and one of the youngest drivers on the field here. 7th is Fahad Ghafoor. And 8th is Lucas Dowd, who tried that last ditch qualifying attempt but it failed. And, well, he'll be hoping that the race will be better for him. 9th is Matthew Rojas. I was about to say Mimo Rojas, but that's a completely different driver. I think.
Yeah, it is. So 10th is Yang Ming Chu, and then you have Ali Khairuddin and Muhammad Taufik Moyin, a GSR lockout in row 6 of the grid. Joshua Nabrus starting P13 and Imran Zuhaili in P14. Followed up by Bruno Gallo, who is Lucas Dowd's teammate in the Ethiopian Motorsport Mercedes. Then you have one of the few Java Sim drivers here tonight, Irfan Nur Hidayat, Chester Lam, and Jin Masvilton, who is a returning driver into the eRacing Championship here. Welcome back, Jin. Then who do you have there? Andrea Villanueva and Setiawan there, rounding up your top, rounding up your 10th row of the grid. Yes,
And then it's Abdul Hakim Muiz will be in 21st. 22nd is Iman. 23rd is Ada Badika, and I can't see the rest of the field here because the standings only go all the way up to 23rd, unfortunately, for this one.
Yeah,
but
but we'll
it's
have
a-
a
it's a- it's
walk
a-
through to the grid anyway.
Yeah, the BMW on the right here. Not sure who that is.
Yep. And one of the other Java same cars on the grid. Then you have another Honda on the grid, which is very refreshing to see.
Yeah, nice to see the Hondas there.
Yep. So I guess we're done then for Segway. Well, 47 drivers, we can't cover all of them. So we're very sorry if you're in the race and we can't cover you. But
Yeah. And of course, we have 2 classes today. We've got the pros in the white, and of course, the reds in the AM. And yeah, so watch out for that. Pros are obviously drivers we know who are very good, have done a lot of international races. AMs are guys we rank who do our global edition and endurance editions. The copper drivers, the bronze drivers, not as experienced. But wow, we got some surprises there. You look there on the left there, Alec Drake Cruz in 6th position. He's an AM driver, and he's very quick, as you can tell. The AM driver's qualified 6th, but he's only 10 years old, and his racecraft sometimes can be a bit suspect, and that's why he's an AM driver. So let's see if he can stay there. Got very experienced Fahad Ghafour there in 7th position. I'm sure Fahad's going to be looking to get into the top 5 too.
Lucas down in 8th place there. Sorry to cut you out there, Avik, but had some run-in with him at this very circuit when we were doing OOR a couple of moons ago. Had a botch start. Didn't know that the field actually just went off because in OOR they launched the race manually. So let's say it's after the lights and you start the first corner, that's where you start the race. Unfortunately, it was halfway between Temporello and the start-finish race. So I got rear-ended by Lucas because I kind of botched the start a bit. So it was all good. We apologized to each other for that. But I think Lucas himself will be hoping to not have that kind of repeat scenario here, because at least the start here is done by the game, and that will prevent kerfuffling.
That is... People love using that word. I hate using that word. Okay, so we're looking at was it Matthew Rojas there? Wow.
Who has a fan attack?
That's a... Are you sure that's a fan attack? I think that's
a real fan attack.
It's a fan attack.
It's a fan attack.
It's a fan attack.
Oh yes, I forgot. Before we go on to the next segment or talking about the other drivers, we should talk about the stars as well, actually.
Yeah. Which are the stars you want to cover, mate?
I mean, you can just cover the whole tier list, I guess.
Okay, well...
Well,
go ahead.
well, never mind. I guess we'll focus on the race now. We forgot to add them, but it's okay. Anyway, race.
Yep. Well, we're actually still quite a long way away because we're about to enter Variante Alta. So about the time that they were halfway to Rivatsa is when the field will start lining up in doubles. So I got the stars here. So if you want to donate stars, you can put about 500 to get one eRGP goodie bag, 750 for 2 goodie bags, 1,000 for 1 eRGP t-shirt and goodie bag, and the rest of it will be 2,500 stars for 1 free class the X Academy, 5,000 stars for 2 free classes, 7,500 for 4 free classes, and 10,000 stars for 6 free classes. So that's all the stars here, and then I think I've exhausted enough the information.
Yep. All right then. Now, Rivatsa, final 2 corners of the circuit. A very beautiful 90-degree corner. I mean, it's just a 90-degree corner, but you got to get these. You got to get these 2 right. If you don't get these 2 right, then it's going to compromise your top speed coming into turn 2, which is Tamburello. But I call it turn 1 anyway, because like what Alex mentioned just now, turn 1 and turn 19 doesn't count.
Okay, we have got Team Flash there. Alif on second on the grid, because we do have a zoom on him. But we are also going to focus the guy on pole, the Mercedes, the orange Mercedes Car 24 JMX Phantom, who starts on pole with the Vila Bahar.
That will control the field. As you can see there, he's pumping the brakes a bit because he wants to warm up the brakes slightly as we now wait for the green flag to fly, and we will get the first round of Sprint Edition underway here. So, waiting now. The red lights are still on, and we're about to go to start-finish line now. And when they see it green, we're going to go underway here for round 1 of Sprint Edition. And we're underway. And it looks as though it's a good start for Avila Bahar. He's got the jump on Alif. And Alif looks like he got caught napping a bit slightly. So the tactics from Bahar has actually worked out. So he's going to get the whole shot coming to Temporello. As, a car actually gets shoved there. Capano gets a bit of a hit from Alif. And that might compromise his exit as the rest of the field now go around him. Apart from Capano actually going to the gravel trap. Looks as though it's clean, guys.
Yes, it does look like it's clean though, apart from the argy-bargy there between Alif and Clapano, but nevertheless, it's a clean start from the top 2 anyway. Avila Bahar leading, followed by Alif and Daspi moving up a position.
Daspi then up to 3rd place behind his brother Alif. And what kind of tactics would they have here? Because they are driving different cars, but they're part of the same team. So you might say that early on they might have to cover each other as, Oscar Lau is looking a little bit antsy right behind there. He wants to get by the Ferrari quickly as we're watching now Oscar Lau or Oscar Liu. Not sure how to pronounce that one, but we'll just go with Liu. So Oscar Liu then behind Tasbe. He's pressuring him early. Coming up now out of Aqua Minerale to halfway around the lap here.
Yeah, indeed. As we go back to the further back of the grid, there a lot of action going on for the battle between Fahad Ghafour and Lucas Dart for P7. Look at the cars bunching out coming out of Variante Alta. It's so refreshing to see that. I guess that's the beauty of racing.
Beauty of racing in a GT class, for example, because GT3 is because we've seen GT racing in this form since 2006. and the cars are almost more or less equal, and it's almost great to see that they're snaking right at it, as we saw an overtaking maneuver there by who's that? Matthew Rojas. Rojas actually got in front of Taufik, so Taufik got spooked there into Rivazza 1, and now it's compromised his exit. He's under severe pressure from Ali Khairuddin, who's his own teammate.
Yeah, it does indeed. But look at that. Taufik, though, being the smart guy here, he has the slipstream coming out of Rivazza, and Ali Khairuddin, look at that, diving down the inside of Taufik Mokin. Will he get the job done? Oh, and who is that? Imran Zuhaili overtaking him out on the outside of Tamburello. Wow, that's beautiful by Imran Zuhaili.
That was beautiful because you don't normally see cars overtaking on the outside there. We see that in World Superbikes. There's Imran Zuhaili. No, is that top? That's Taufik, sorry. So that's Taufik there, looking a little bit miffed the fact that he just lost one position, nearly lost two. But Imran Zuhaili around the outside of Ali Khairuddin, that's very disrespectful. You do not go around the outside of Tamburello and expect people to give way, but he just did. And we've seen also in the Global Edition how he won Global Edition 7 quite handsomely because of his aggression, and that paid off for him. So that is showing here he's going to get the points, as further behind we see some other drivers we've never seen before, Avik.
Yeah, we've seen Joshua Nabusu. I've had him in one of my leagues before prior, but I've not seen him in eRGP. So welcome Joshua Nabus on board to eRGP. Well, racing in a BMW number 118 in P13 at the moment. And let's go to Imran Zuhaili back. Oh, sorry, let's go on board to Imran Zuhaili back. Outside move coming out of Tamburello. Sorry, coming into Tamburello. It's very beautiful.
And in respect to Ali as well, he actually gave way to him to prevent an accident from happening anyway. So credit to both of them. They kept space between each other, and then they just drove on as if nothing ever happened. They are trying to get a good position for the second race of the season, because mind you, top 50 will get reversed after this. As we look back up to the front, this is Alexis Clapano on the back of Oscar Liu.
Well,
he's trying to get on the inside.
Never mind that Alif is fighting Taspi for P2 at the moment. Taspi diving down the inside, coming to Tamburello. So Tasbi giving a lot of headache to brother Alif. What about Alexis Clapano though? Has he made the move stick on Oscar Liu? Yes, he has. So beautiful. So a beautiful overtake by both Taspi and Clapano respectively. Oh, Clapano runs wide. They're coming out of Tamburello. What about Villeneuve? Will he dive down the inside? Nope. So Oscar Liu gets the position back from Clapano after losing it coming out of Tamburello.
So still overtaking is possible in Imola. We didn't see that with Hamilton and Gasly. He was stuck behind AlphaTauri for 20 plus laps. And look, we saw a few cars being overtaken here in just the first two.
Yep, and look at that. Who's behind Alexis Clapano is his younger teammate in the Endurance Edition, Alan Drake Cruz, racing all the way from Norway. He has to be careful though, Alan Drake Cruz. If he goes wide there, coming out of Paratala, he is going to get that penalty. And you don't want to get a penalty in a sprint race. That will just compromise, especially with your race being 15 minutes long.
Indeed, and the fact that will be a hard job to recover from the second race onwards. So really then, Cruz needs to watch out for his track limits. Look at that again, he gets it as Fahad spins. Fahad's actually been spun around, and it looks as though Lucas is caught up in between. And I think Lucas is trying to give him back the position because he was the one that caused it. And did I say earlier that Lucas wants to avoid any kerfuffling in the first race? And well, look at that. I kind of actually gave him the commentator's blind there. So sorry there, Lucas. And Fahad, well, what a disastrous start to the championship for him. He was up to P7 at that point.
Indeed he was, and well, Lucas Dowd though, a little bit unfortunate. I think he just misjudged his braking point coming into Variante Alta, so it's very unfortunate for Lucas Dowd. Extremely unfortunate for Fahad Ghafoor, but it is what it is. That's racing. You can't escape racing without that ever happening.
And the fact that Variante Alta is a zone where you can actually get a lot of cars bunched up together, so really then, inevitably that kind of collision will happen. But the big beneficiary from that is Taufik Moyen, who gains 2 positions here. Likewise, behind him, Imran Zuhaili, who was attacking him earlier, will try to actually gain 1 as well. They're all up in the top 10, and in front of them is a Bentley of Matthew Rojas, and it looks as though Rojas is struggling a bit, 2 seconds behind Alan Drake Cruz.
Yep, so Matthew Rojas though is in P7 overall and P2 in the M category. Alan Drake Cruz is running away in the M lead, followed up by Matthew Rojas, and Chester Lam in the Z Challenger Bentley is currently down to P12 overall, but it's in P3M. So it's going to be very comfortable for Chester Lam, but for Matthew Rojas to win race 1 here tonight, he has to overtake Alan Drake Cruz, and with 8 minutes to go, I don't think it seems likely here tonight.
Yeah. But, you know, never say never. We already saw a few drivers with gutsy maneuvers and they made that work, and the guy in question is behind Taufik. So really then, we cannot rule out anything that could ever happen between these guys.
Yeah, we can't rule out anything ever happen between these guys either. Imran so highly though. I mean, let's see what you have up your sleeve, my boy. You have a lot of things. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve though. I have no doubts about that. But you know, you always wonder with these racing drivers, what will they do to overtake and to go, you know, to get that position from their competitors.
Well, I tell you what, look at the looks of his face. He's got the target set on the back of Taufik's car, but at the moment at least that slipstream is not enough. It looks as though the Audi has the legs on the Ferrari here, and likewise the McLaren as well right behind, just cannot get up to them. But oh, looks like
a little bit wide there by Imran
wide.
Zahaili. Yep, yeah, a little bit wide there by Imran Zahaili. Ali Karidin gets the position, so a little bit of a mistake coming into turn 3, which is the second part of Tamarello. So Imran Zahaili drops down to P10 and Ali Karidin moves up a position.
Yep, and well, that was kind of like a dichotomy for Imran Zahaili. He could attack another driver, but then when he was absolutely defenseless there, he just couldn't defend from a fast charging Ali Karidin. And now, well, we can barely see Ali there actually. He's almost like he's in a cave or something. But yeah, he is now setting his sights on the back of his de facto teammate, I think, because they're both under the GSR banner, but he's racing different colors, so not sure what to call it. But Ali then will try to fight Taufik for position, and probably not to compromise each other too much, because if they do, they're going to bring Imran back into play.
Yep, indeed. Ali Karidin, though, I mean, quick, but at the moment he's struggling at the moment. In Imola, he was quick last season in one of my other endurance races as well, but it's weird seeing Ali Karidin down there. Meanwhile, let's go to the leader though. Avila Bahar, comfortable, 2.3 seconds gap to Alif. Alif overtook Taspi again.
Yeah, they did.
That's not new.
Well, that's not new in terms of how Alif actually can fight back, but what's news to us was the fact that how Tasbi could give up second place so easily, because we saw just now when he overtook him, he actually had a big margin ahead. Maybe it was a mistake from Tasbi that allowed Alif back in, and now he's going to have to re-overtake his brother, all the while then losing a bit of time here to the leader. So Avila pretty much is the race is in his hands here.
Yep, but mind you though, Avila Bahar, he has to, you know, even though he'll win race 1, he'll start the back in P15. Sorry, he'll start race 2 from P15 on the grid, because it is a reverse grid, mind you. So that's going to be more interesting for race 2, as we can see Andrea Jensen Villanueva here overtaking Abdul Hakim for P14. And as it stands, these two drivers will start race 2 from the front row of the grid, because that's how reverse grid works.
Yeah, but if they want to stay that way, because you can see that Abdul Muiz Hakim, he tried to come back at Tosa, but no way through just yet. And Jensen Villanueva, we saw before how quick he is in the global editions, how he has never won a championship, would never be, is beyond us. He is an absolutely quick driver, so guess we could see his talents lie elsewhere if he could actually put a season together. So in this case now, he's going to start on the front row. He doesn't want to throw that away in race 2.
Yep, and mind you, Amo, it's not Abdul Muiz Hakim, it's actually Abdul Hakim racing for Project G Speed 7.my, so you got that wrong, my bud.
It's your driver anyway, it's not my driver. Anyway, Abdul Hakim, so really then, he'll be on pole and you'll be smiling ear to ear seeing one of your drivers in front.
Well, in front for race 2, but currently P15 in race 1, but you know, nevertheless, he'll have a much better opportunity in race 2. Meanwhile, Oscar Ludo, handsome boy from Macau, in the yellow tee here. Oh, look at that Clapano around the outside of Tamarello. Will we see another repeat by Tamarello outside of Tam 1? Sorry, outside of Tam 1?
Actually, I thought it was going to be a repeat of what happened at the opening lap, where Alif actually, well, inadvertently pushed off Clapano into the gravel trap, and he had to cut across the entire chicane there. Luckily, he didn't get a penalty for that, but he might inevitably also try to protest that one, because he just wasn't given enough space as Lou goes onto the sausage curve into the gravel trap. Luckily, he didn't spin it like Yuri Vips in the Formula 2 race. Oh, he actually held on to that quite nicely. Oh, and that's Clapano spinning, and that will give Alan Drake Cruz an opportunity to overtake on the grass as well. This is all kicking off here. We're only about, 11 minutes into the race. We only have 4 minutes left to go here.
Yeah, we do have 4 minutes to go, and look at that, Alexis Clapano there getting back the position from Alan Drake Cruz coming into Piratella. So a little bit unfortunate between Alan Drake Cruz and a little bit unfortunate between Alexis Clapano and Oscar Lau, but you know, it's racing, it happens.
Yeah, it does happen, and I think because Calpano just touched the rear end of Lau, and just actually just looped it, half looped it. Luckily kept it together and still kept the position from Valendrake Cruz. And I would hazard to say that was quite a brave thing to do to defend from a guy that's actually lagging a bit, because you never know what kind of packet loss would result in a huge accident. So Calpano, to his credit, managed to keep 5th place.
Yep, indeed. And let's go further back, shall we? Imran Zohaili and Matthew Rojas here. Oh, look at that. A field, and this is P2 this is P2 for the M category, ladies and gentlemen. Imran Zohaili versus Matthew Rojas versus Chester Lam for P2, the final step of the podium in the M category. So Matthew Rojas has the straight line speed to really dive down the inside or outside, coming into Tamburello a little bit further back, isn't he?
Yeah, too far back. Oh, he's going for a dink. He's trying to have a dink on him, but unfortunately, way too far back. And for Rojas, he was actually in front of this lot. So Taufik and Ali both got past, and now Imran Zohaili too. So Rojas is the biggest loser of the lot here to lose a couple of positions. But it will still be a class podium regardless, unless of course Chester Lam has anything to say about that. He's right behind them as well. So this is a battle effectively for the second class in this race. There's 2 classes in one, Pro and M, and this is for the M podium, the final positions on the rostrum.
Indeed it is, and got 2 minutes to go. Once Avila Bahar crosses the line, that will be the last lap of the race. And at the moment, so let's go back to Avila Bahar. We've not shown him a lot in this race 1 of tonight's round 1 sprint edition in Imola. Avila Bahar, dominant display, dominant in qualifying, dominant in the race. Not surprising him.
Yeah, but the bar was not really set by him in the practice sessions, at least, because we saw Calpano up in front. Maybe he was reserving his best performance for the qualifying and indeed the races, because you have to remember, you have limited amount of tire sets anyway, so I guess he didn't want to chew through his best set of tires for this. And look at that, it has paid dividends, and now it's kind of crossed the line here with not only that, also the fastest lap of the race. Lead on the final lap, as it says on the bottom there. You can see it now. We're only about 1:20 left in this race, the first race of Sprint Edition, and we can safely say it's been quite an entertaining one, even if the front of the grid is a bit sparse.
Indeed, it is. What about the M class leader, Alan Drake Cruz? I mean, I think P6 is what he can get out of the BMW M4 here tonight. Alan Drake Cruz.
Yeah, indeed. The Filipino kid who's actually racing from Norway. That's quite a combo, isn't it? That's maybe he is trying to focus on a career elsewhere, and might be a good move as well, because Europe is always a good place to have a racing career, as we see Calpano under attack from Lau, and Lau has actually been overtaken again. So this time Calpano has actually made the move stick out of our view. He was quite way behind, but now he's up to 4th place. But I think he'll be a bit miffed, because he was starting at the sharp end of the grid, only to get knocked out slightly by Alif, either inadvertently or because it was just so accidental. Now he's just had to salvage 4th place.
Yep, indeed. What about the battle for the final podium in M category? What happened to Chester Lam and Matthew Rojas? Might have been some tangle here and there, but I guess that's it. I guess that's the podium for M done and dusted. What about, let's go back to the leader, Avila Bahar, coming into Rivazza.
Yep, through Rivazza 1 and Rivazza 2. The houses overlooking the circuit will be cheering him on virtually as he comes out of the final corner now. And Avila Bahar becomes the first ever winner of the brand new Sprint Edition here on eRacing GP. For JMX Phantom, he's going to come across the line here. We're probably going to see some headlights flashing. Checker flags out, and that's it. Avila Bahar takes the victory, and what a comprehensive victory it is. It looks as though the target will truly be on his back for this championship. Second is Alif, and third is Tasby, with the inter-brother battle that actually raged on for the entire race. Unfortunately, they couldn't catch the leader. And the winner for the M class is Alan Drake Cruz. What a way to start the season. We saw last time out in Global Edition how he came close to winning the championship there, but now he is ready to take on the rest of the field here in Sprint Edition. Second place in the AM class is Imran Zohaili, and third is Chester Lam. And, well, that's quite an entertaining first race there, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Super entertaining. Let's go now and talk to the guy that finished in second position, Muhammad Ali from Singapore. Ali, Team Flash driver. How was that? Happy with P2?
Of course, not happy. You always want to win as a driver, but I mean, good fun trying a new car for the first time after just using Ferrari for a very long time. So, yeah, good fun. The NSX was really handy, I'd say. I think not enough to capture that extra, but still really good fun.
we were really shocked to see you in the NSX. What was your thinking there? I mean, no one chooses the NSX normally. Because of the BOP or?
Just because you just said so, because no one really chooses it. So I was like, yeah, just try a lap, and it felt good around Imola.
Wow,
And, why not?
If you can win in the NSX, you create waves, I think, on ACC.
Yeah, I think Honda has to sponsor me now.
Okay, all right. So now you got it. The real hard work coming. 45-minute race 2. You're gonna start P14. What's the strategy?
Here's the thing about the Honda, it's not as fast down the straight.
Ah.
So it's gonna be a bit tricky, but I'll try to do my best.
I mean, we've got a full grid here, so staying out of trouble is going to be key, right? Because one small mistake, you're not going to lose 1 position. You're going to lose like 20 positions.
Yep, precisely. I mean, I have a question for you guys. Is there a pit window in this, or can we just pit anytime?
Oh, you know what? There's no pit window.
There you go.
We did not specify a pit window. Maybe we should do that for round 2, but there was no
man.
pit window specified.
Yep, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. If you see me diving into the pits in lap 1, you know why.
Okay, well, I hope the drivers are listening in on the broadcast. So they should be listening on the broadcast. I wonder how many people are watching the stream. Not that many people, but they're going to have to start following it now.
Yeah.
Because we didn't cover that in the driver
we are
briefing.
talking through Zoom, right? So I'm pretty sure every driver just heard that.
That is true. Well, the guys on Zoom.
Smart. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
There we go. Got a lot of people trying to enter Zoom right now.
Yeah. Might be reverse psychology, you know.
Yeah. Okay,
Everyone,
well done, mate. We're gonna go for a quick commercial break and that sort of stuff. Well done on that, and we'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, so that's the grid there. Olivier Bahar winning, Leaf in second, Tasby third, Clapano fourth, Oscar Liu in fifth, Alan Drake Cruz, number 1 in AM, finished 6th overall. Tafik Mohin with 7th, Kairudan in 8th, Zohaili in 9th. Chesalam did finish in P10. And all the way down in 15th place, who's that 15th?
Abdul Hakim.
Hakim there will start on pole for race 2. We'll be back. That was an exciting first race, an experiment. And if the racers are listening, there is no pit window for round 1. We did not specify that. So I hope you're listening in. But we'll be back after these few messages. Obviously, from these guys. Got to thank these guys at the bottom of us. Royal Slang of X Park Life and Motorsport Playground.
Things to be aware of organizing eRacing Championship without race room. First, no automated leaderboard would always be labor intensive. Elimination round would be the only way to filter the winners. Having the participants adhering to the schedule would be a huge test. We need to know the task will get bigger when participants increases. Time consuming. Organizing eRacing Championship without race room, it's all need run manually to take down the participants and eliminate them from first round group to final round group. Because it is manual human labor, there bound to be human error. Manual human labor would have a price tag for the man hours involved. New participants would never have chance. The eRacing clubs in the world will send their best racers to participate the race. But that means your championship exposure is just limited to the eRacing clubs. Why choose race room? R3E official championship have fully automated leaderboard. Participants can log in anytime to leave the fastest lap time within the qualifying period. Each of the racers already have their ranks with race room. Next, save time. You can have unlimited amounts of participants in a super short time to qualifying them to final race. Race room can cover unlimited amount of participants. We have a full automated esports ecosystem from qualifying leaderboard to broadcast AI. Besides, Race Room's free contents lets everyone can participate to the race.
That was Mozart.
Okay, welcome back to eRacing GP. This is the Sprint Edition. My name's Alex Young, and I'm here with Afiq Fahid.
Farid.
Farid. Sorry, just murdered your name. We've just had an exciting race one. Race one was a 15-minute race. We won by Vila Bahar from JMX Phantom. Team Flash drivers, second and third. Team Flash brothers with Muhammad Alif second and Tasbi in third position. That rounded up the podium. Surprise, though. We saw the pro driver finished in sixth position, Alan Drake Cruz.
AM driver.
Sorry, AM driver. AM driver. Were you surprised with that?
10-year-old kid winning an M category. Yeah, very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good drivers in the pro category, and to see him finish ahead of that was impressive indeed. Okay, we got a couple more minutes left before the start of race two. Race two is a 45-minute sprint race, and it's top 15 reversed. And we haven't specified a pit stop window. So drivers can pit whenever they want. We might see some drivers pitting on lap one. We might see some drivers pitting on the very last lap. What would your strategy be?
Smartest way to do it, pit in the middle of the race.
Okay. Well, we are going to go on board for a hot lap. You want to see where we're at? We're at Imola, and it's going to be done by this man here with very serious eyebrows. Check out the eyebrows as he does a lap here at Imola.
Hello everyone and welcome to Imola, which will play host to round 1 of the eRGP Sprint Edition. Now Imola is 4.9 kilometers in length. It has 18 corners to negotiate and it runs at an anti-clockwise direction, but it's super easy to learn. So for turn 2, which is Tamburello, as soon as we pass the exit road on the bottom right of the screen, turn the car once, turn the car twice, and turn the car for the last time, exiting Tamburello. So brake when you see that small exit road. What about Variante Villeneuve? Super easy. Brake twice, brake once, and brake again. Turn the car in and make sure that you have a very nice exit there. And that's Variante Villeneuve. What about Tulsa? 50-meter board. Turn the car in. Be very patient with the throttle and accelerate as you pass the middle of the corner. Super easy, Tulsa. Super easy to get it right. Piratella, turn 9. Easy. Brake after the 50-meter board, but make sure that the car is in the track always. If you go wide, then that will compromise your lap time and that will make your lap time invalidated. Aqua Minerale, brake twice, third gear, and then brake last time, second gear. Turn the car in, accelerate as soon as you turn right in the middle of Aqua Minerale. What about Variante Alta? Easy. Italian flag on the bottom left of the screen. Brake hard, first gear, flick once, flick twice. And that's Variante Alta done and dusted. Now, what about Rivazza? Final 3 corners remaining on the circuit. Brake after the 100-meter board. Turn the car in once. Accelerate. Lift the throttle. Don't brake too much. And you get a very nice exit. And that's it. Imola done and dusted. Super easy to learn. Super fun to drive. And super fun to race in. I hope you enjoy the race tonight.
Okay, so we're back. That's a hot lap there with Afi. And here we are. We are just waiting for race 2 to start. Of course, we have to reverse the grid, so the server has to be restarted. And you can see there at the bottom of our screen right now, we got Alif who finished second just now. He's already testing the car, feeling out the conditions as we wait the start of race 2. Server will be restarted in 30 seconds, so we should be starting pretty soon. Time to bring in our man on the ground, Amo Hazik. Amo, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, guys. Yeah, so we might do one of our grid walks again to actually run you through the grid of after what happened in race 1. And I'd say it was very interesting to see for the likes of Alan Drake Cruz being one of the fastest drivers out there in AM.
Yeah,
mixing him with the pros.
He's only 10. That's why he's an AM. But when you drive like that, I think we have to move him up to pro. What do you think, Amo?
Great.
I think we just keep him there in AM just for the sake of it because we don't see him battling for the overall wins just yet. If he starts winning overall, then that might be his cause for concern, I think.
I think maybe it's just a wake-up call. The other pros need to try and get their act together. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it definitely would because if you're beaten by the secondary class here, you gotta start asking questions about yourself, whether or not you actually have the right to be in pro.
Maybe we should stop moving everyone down to AM. No, I have to say that Alan Drake Cruz, great drive. He may only be 10, but he's improved so much. I mean, he's been racing the RGP for 2 years now, hasn't he? I remember when he joined, he was in copper class, wasn't he? He was in the bottom class, and the way he just improved. And you know, he's ready for the pros now, to be honest. But obviously, let's see how this next race goes. You know, he's still pretty inexperienced. We have to consider racecraft. It's not just about seeing who is the fastest out there.
Absolutely. If you can't be just one of the fastest guys in a time trial session, but if you can't race against other people, then there's no point, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so the cars are gridding up at the moment. They're not on the grid right now. If you just see, here they are. And it's free practice still, so we haven't gone to the grid yet, but I think they will fast forward to the grid in a while. So, yeah, we'll just wait a little bit longer. See some of the cars going out on track right now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that, with so many cars, they actually have to teleport or warp into each other because we don't have enough garage spaces. So that'll be quite interesting to see for the sprint race, the second race after this, 45 minutes, where pit stops are crucial, but how many drivers will overlap each other and miss their pit boxes remains to be seen.
That is true. We have got pit stops. No pit stop window, though, so people can really spread that out. And watching Darrell Brady. We've got to talk about Darrell Brady from Philippines, isn't he? He's always in a Porsche with white with green and black trimming.
Yeah, we saw him in the very first eRGP season, nearly 2 years ago to the day now. He was in a Porsche even back then.
Yeah, he just loves the Porsche. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything but a Porsche.
Nope. Yeah, definitely I've never seen him outside a Porsche. In fact, he's running even the same colors that when I ran the league with him, it's still the exact same colors, the white overall with green trim and black accents. It's just exact same he's been driving for the last 2 years I've seen him.
Yeah, I didn't really notice him in that race. I think he finished in the midfield. This is a driver that really should be in the top 15, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, he does have the pace in his locker, but I think he has not settled in with the car on the circuit at least. So it's quite unfortunate to see him that he was outside that top 15.
Maybe we should try a different car.
Maybe Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific should give him a contract.
Yeah, maybe. I think that'd be a good idea. He's the most loyal Porsche customer I've ever seen. Okay, so we are in free practice now. Let's see what's happening on Discord. Whether we're going to get the fast forward.
Speaking of loyal customers, more loyal than Richard Hammond, I guess, who's always a Porsche fan.
Indeed it is. Anyway, let's look at other drivers, shall we? We haven't given them enough airtime in the previous race.
Tom Go. Yes. A real world driver, I would say.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he is a real world driver.
I never knew.
Yeah, good driver. Does a lot of local racing here in Malaysia. First time I've seen him on ACC. First time I've seen him in SimWorld actually, but it's good to see him there. Welcome, Tom. Glad you could join the party.
Oh, nearly loses it there. This is just free practice anyway, so I guess histrionics is meant to be seen. But I'm surprised to see that in ACC, it seems that a lot of drivers are quite comfortable with it. In fact, the pro drivers who took part in the GT World Challenge weekend when they were in Imola, they seem to be quite comfortable with ACC. It just somehow feels intuitive, doesn't it, Alex?
Yeah. I mean, you know, every game has its strength and weakness. But one of the strengths of this game has to be the tire modeling. It's quite very accurate. I was watching Aaron Lim, another one of these real-world drivers. We didn't see him so much in race 1, but Aaron Lim is a top driver. Drove for A1 Team Malaysia, so he's represented Malaysia at the highest level. Superb karter in his day. Runs a really good karting team in the region. So very well known, very well respected driver and personality here in Southeast Asian motorsport.
It's weird saying Aaron without James. Why haven't you James?
That is a good point. Driving there with Stratus Motorsports. I guess James is not driving today. James is the other owner, well, the owner of Stratus Motorsports.
He's running his number anyway, so a part of James is part of this race, I guess.
I'm going to have to spank him though, because the naughty boy has not put up the Zoom video, so we can't watch him as he drives. We can't see what his racing face is like. I have to say I'm very happy to have seen our fixed race face today in the hot lap. That was very entertaining. We should maybe put him back on again. You did a good job though, I think. I thought that was a really good job with the hot lap.
Is it? So a little bit more track time for some of these drivers. Let's go back to a few of them who we've not shown. Alan Ray Cruz. Control Lock, yes. Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Quadrilochus. Adam's been doing this for a couple of years now in the RGP. Yeah, he's a solid AM driver that actually he improved a lot in the last season in the Global Edition, didn't he?
Yeah, he had one of his best seasons ever, and he was in the top 5 in that final race of the season. In fact, top 5 at the final reckoning. He was in the Drivers' Championship. He finished 5th, so great job to him to actually improve on that, and now probably wants to focus on winning the title the next time we have Global Edition.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to... who should we look for? Goh Lee Weng. Team Rocket driver. Rocket Racing Club driver.
Yeah, that's what RCR stands for, isn't it? Hot Rocket Club.
Yeah,
well,
Hot
he just calls it RCR.
Yeah, sorry, Hot Rocket racing driver. So racing in ACC, it's nice to see Hot Rocket racing in ACC. They've not done any sim events. They've not raced in any sim events. So welcome Team Hot Rocket in ACC.
I mean, we've seen them come and drive, haven't we? They adapt to the simulators really quickly. Local karting team, and yeah, good to see them there.
Yep, so we have 2 representatives from Team Hot Rocket here today. We have Goh Lee Weng and we have Dinesh Perez Damo. A little bit of funny story between these two. They used to race in a little bit of backstory as we were waiting for the grade to form up. So they used to race in the Speed Tavern Leagues. Alright, and the last time they came here, which was a couple of weeks ago for the virtual to reality class that we had, they were saying, is that Speed Tavern Afiq? And I'm like, why is everyone looking for me? Speed Tavern Afiq, Speed Tavern Afiq. It's not that I'm annoyed by it, it's just that I don't get that. I've never gotten that much recognition from everything else that I've participated in. So it's nice to have some recognition, I guess.
Maybe you took them out when you're racing them.
Yep.
Or you're just blowing your own trumpet there. But yeah, actually I was there as well. I can attest to that. Everyone's always asking the Speed Tavern Afiq. The Speed Tavern Afiq.
Yep. And we have real life driver. Hello, Shahrik Zulkarnain. Where are you, my boy? Real life Toyota rookie driver here in Malaysia. How was his performance the other day in TGR highlights?
That wasn't so bad. He won one race actually, so he did pretty well. He's in the pit lane, sitting there doing nothing, just having some dinner. Oh, he's gonna love these videos later on when we show this. But yeah, chewing the fat, I guess.
Do you know why he's eating now? He's breaking fast.
Breaking fast, yeah. Also the fact that look at those headphones.
Yeah.
It looks almost like Star Wars type headphones that you have on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, breaking fast. Hopefully he'll be making fast later.
Being fast.
Being
Yep.
fast.
Being fast. So who else should we look at? Who do you want me to look at? Any requests from the viewers though? Viewers.
Let's see. Facebook. Let's see what
Viewers,
they say.
Facebook viewers, let us know who do you want us to spectate here tonight. Pick
There we
your
go.
driver. So why don't we show one of the Philippine drivers here?
Yeah.
We got a handful of Philippine drivers here tonight. You got Andre Jensen Villanueva, who's in the Audi, formerly JDZ Audi, and that's the new Audi Evo. So the way to differentiate between the old Audi Evo and the new Audi Evo is look at how the rear wing is being mounted. The rear wing on the new Evo is being mounted from the rear, whereas the new one is being mounted from the front.
That's
and
true.
Emo, you're gonna love this, Emo. Look at this. Guess who, Emo?
I know. I was hearing this behind the scenes, but less said than being done, to be honest. But yeah, didn't see much of him, so I guess that would be good riddance.
I'm trying to find him on the grid. I can't find him.
Well, Kamal Ali there, we can't see him driving right now, but he is definitely driving. He's not driving that car we're watching right now. Young driver. I remember he took part in eRGP, the very, very first one in 2019. That live event we did at what's the name of the mall?
Yeah, Three Damansara.
Three Damansara. Yeah. What's he driving there? He's driving an NSX as well. So Alif is not the only driver driving an NSX at the moment.
It's not.
Have you driven this car, Emil?
Yeah, I have, and I can agree with Afi. Is the car that you put last on your list of cars that you want to drive in this game. It's just uninspiring, to be honest, because despite being called the Audi Honda NSX Evo, it's nothing evolutionary about it. It's just regressive, if anything. It's not even better than its first car.
Okay, well, let's leave that alone then, shall we? Okay, 30 seconds, and we should be gridding up very soon. And it is going to be issue. Look how packed how tight that pit lane is. I think it's a good thing we don't have a pit stop window today, because otherwise, if everyone's coming in a certain time, it's going to be too packed in that pit lane.
Yep, but mind you, in ACC, unlike R Factor, you can go into the same pit box as other drivers, and there won't be any damages.
That's
So-
a problem with R Factor.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge problem for R Factor.
But that's realism, isn't it? Everyone always wants the best kind of realism.
Yes, that is true. But also in the real world, you would be able to talk to your competitors and ask them not to pit at the same time as you do. It's a bit harder this way, and quite hard to get them to not pit at the same time. So kind of interesting how in the real world we do that, because when you come into pit, you often go next door and say, hey, listen, we're coming in 3 laps time. Please don't come in the same time, because we're going to get boxed in. Obviously, you don't have that sort of communication. You don't have that sort of two-way. You can't just walk next door and talk to the guy, because the guy in the next pit box might be in a different continent. That is the beauty of eRacing GP. We are Asia Pacific wide, aren't we, Emma?
Yep, and speaking of asking your competitors, I think it's the first time ever that someone even asked the broadcast booth whether or not there is a pit window.
Yes, that is true. Well, it's not in the regulations. You know what? I should have said I don't know.
Yeah, just keep your cards close to your chest and just let the action play out by itself. But we're here just to have a bit of fun in between the serious racing. So Ali just got the information out of Afiq and Alex that there is no pit window. So really then, we're going to have some drivers ducking in quite quickly, which could be a mistake though, don't you think, Afiq?
Yeah.
Well, I've had this argument with my engineer, Faiz. He said, smartest way to do it is to pit in the halfway point. Don't pit any time in between.
The best place to pit is when no one's in front of you. Anyway, so get some clean air. Guys, take us through this the grid.
Yep.
So then, on the front row, it's Abdul Hakim. Alongside him is Andre Jensen Villanueva, one of the stalwarts of the eRGP series from Global Edition. Then we have Bruno Gallo, who's actually a bit anonymous in that first race, but got up to 13th, and that would be good for the Antipodean guys who had a tough race in that first race. Fourth is, I can't see that because it's a bit blurry right now.
Yep.
Mas Wilton, then
Rojas, Chester Lamb.
Chester Lamb, and Suhaili, who had a very wild first race. He was involved in the wars with some very gutsy moves. We'll keep an eye out for him. Beside him is Ali Khairudin. Then Taufik Moyen lines up 9th, and 10th is Alan Drake Cruz, who had an amazing first race to finish in P6.
And then on the right hand there, you got the Ferrari. I think that's Mohammed Tasbi, followed by his brother, Muhammad Alif, in car 112. A little bit further back, there, Avila Bahar on the right there, the winner of race 1. Next to him, Li Wang, and then Nabus and Setyawan on the left.
And Manda Andika and Lucas Dowd running up your top 20. Oops. A little bit of issue there. Yeah, that's what happens in ACC when you press the setup button. Anyway, let's go back to the 2 cam and before we'll show, the race cam.
Yeah. So, getting ready for the race right now. 15 seconds to go. About to start, and we shall see what's going to happen.
Yeah, we shall see what's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting race. Abdul Hakim, Project G, Speed Tavern. My boy, hello.
Yeah.
Starting the race in pole position. Well, he finished P15 in race 1. And remember, race 2 in eRGP Sprint Edition is different. It's a reverse grid race, so the top 15 overall will, it's a reverse grid.
Yeah. So tell us a bit, Abdul Hakim. What sort of will he be under pressure starting from pole? Is he used to it? Nope. Nope. He is a pro driver, so you would think that he has got enough racing under his belt.
He does. Hakim is probably one of the quickest Brunei boys I've raced with. Very, very committed, and he puts a lot of effort into it. I think that's the reason why I picked him up into Speed Tavern. But nevertheless, Hakim is, amongst one of the best Brunei ACC drivers at the moment. You have a few Bruneian drivers here. You have Shopian Syed, and you have who's supposed to be where's Mazdi? Mazdi's not here. Never mind. So yeah, Abdul Hakim on pole, and followed up is Filipino of Andre Jensen Villanueva.
Yeah. Let's focus on another driver there, Abdul Yasir Rasa, new driver to sim racing really. Does a lot of karting actually. He's quite far back right now, but it's nice to see him out there.
Why is his body lean forward?
He's very lean forward, isn't he? FSA Racing. Young bunch of kids, there he is, trying to get some temperature into the wheel, into the tires.
And speaking of wheel, you can see that his G29 is not that bolted on properly. The bolt-on points where you press onto your table where you clamp on is actually up, so I think it's not bolted in properly.
Yeah,
imagine the wheel goes flying off.
He must have some screws at the bottom of it because it looks pretty firm.
Yeah, it does. Hey, it's moving a lot to the wheelbase, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, coming from someone who's also driving with G29. I feel that that's not locked in properly, but that could just be me feeling about my own wheel, I guess.
Yeah, indeed it is. Meanwhile, let's look at other drivers.
Azwan
Anwar?
Yeah, let's see.
It is Azwan Anwar. Huh.
Yeah. Another teammate of FSA Racing.
And they're both wearing the FSA Racing shirts, actually, which is quite nice to see, the solidarity among the teammates to represent their team by wearing it. So that is absolutely professional commitment being seen right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a young team, right? They're all 16, 17 years old, but they're trying to be professional as much as they can. They go karting, and it's good to see them taking sim racing seriously as well. Good to see them out there.
And advertisement for the team branding as well. That's quite nice to see. They have proper shirts. Now then, we're going to go straight to the action. The cars will now line up 2 a row as we come out of Rivazza 1 and then to Rivazza 2. And after that, we will see the race leaders maintain the tempo slightly as we now come up to the grid. So, quick predictions, guys. What's going to happen? Is it carnage or is it going to be clean?
Please don't hit my boy. Please don't hit my boy.
I think
Please
it's
don't
going to
hit
be
my boy.
carnage. Up to Hakim there. Villanueva on there on the left in the white Audi, trying to do a Verstappen on him, giving some big pressure through the last 2 corners. But they all seem to be fine now.
Well, the big pressure has to be the drivers who are up in front, of course, because they got the whole field right behind. And if they stray too far ahead, they got to get a penalty, a drive-through, for essentially jumping a rolling start. So they're going to have to watch that out as we are now approaching the start-finish line. The gantry there on the right-hand side of the screen. Lights on the left. We are going to wait until the green flag flies. And when it goes out, we are going to see race 2 underway for the first round of sprint edition. And look at that, bang on cue. Drive-through penalty for a driver as well. And it's Li Wing who's in 16th. But it looks as though it's not affected the rest of the field. Let's look at that. 4 abreast coming out to turn 1. Who's going to get the whole shot? And it looks as though Andre Jensen Villanueva has actually taken advantage of that. As further behind, there is a GSR cut that has gone completely AWOL into the gravel trap, causing 2 other cars to go off and causes more mayhem. And it looks as though that's Tusby. One of those cars might be Tusby because that was a Ferrari that looks like Tusby. And look at that. It's a messy start. So looks like Alex predicted it. It is messy. And, well, that's kind of to be predicted because some of the other guys up in front actually messed up the tires. More carnage further behind. Cars in the gravel trap.
Bahar, that's Bahar. That's Avila Bahar.
Yeah.
Last
And
round.
Bahar's involved as well. So that is absolute carnage in the first lap of this race, guys.
Wow, that's our race 1 leader, Vila Bahar, getting involved in this. This is the trick about doing these races. But Bahar's in 14th. The important thing, he's still going, so he can try and catch up. Bruno Gallo there, one of your drivers, there in 3rd position, so he's had a good first lap so far.
Oh, Hakim.
Oh, that might have been
Might have been like, yeah, Brunei is getting a lot of bad internet lately. So that's it. Abdul Hakim done and dusted from the race. A little bit unfortunate, but nevertheless, Andre Jensen Villanueva is leading race 2 of round 1 of the eRGP Sprint Edition in Imola. Chester Lam though is right behind. Is right behind, and Matthew Rojas diving down the inside, coming into Rivazza. Oh, a little bit wide by Matthew Rojas. Chester Lam gets back to position, and Matthew Rojas, the biggest loser in that fight, Ammo.
That he gets in front of him, so he wanted to get 1 position, lost 2 in 1 go. So really, then he could have actually settled a bit into the race before trying to make his moves. And now he's trying to go for immediate retaliation here to fight against Mansfield. And look at that, the straight line speed on that Bentley, despite us calling it a bully, is actually quite fast. It's like a hydroplane going onto the inside now. Does he take the position? Yes, he does. And Imran Zuhaili as well is attacking Alan Drake Cruz. All the while they were watching AR Muhammad Ali carving his way through the field. He was in P14 because he finished 2nd in that first race. Now he's out to P9. And Bahar, who we thought was actually involved in that first lap scuffle, is actually up to 10th place. So P1 and P2 in race 1 are now making their way through the grid here.
Yep, and it's going to be very nice to see these 2 drivers. Alif though, will he dive down the inside? Oh, a little brave there by Alif. Avila Bahar followed soon. Oh, look at that, 2 for 1. Look at that. Top 2 of the race 1 just now, fighting their way through the grid, and they're going to make this like another Sunday for them.
Sunday indeed, for this is a Sunday drive, as Joshua Neighbors has found out that he has actually been given an absolute baptism of fire there, seeing 2 of the fastest guys on the grid going at him in just 1 go. And unfortunately for him, he had to give up that position, but luckily for him, he didn't actually get too much damage on his car, so he could still be in that top 10 and still get some valuable points.
Interestingly enough, Alif did not pit after lap 1 like he said he would. So I think because he's got Bahar behind him, he's decided, all right, let's stay out there for now.
Yep, and let's see how far will these guys go in this first stint, because as like Afik said, these guys will try to come into the pit lane in the halfway point. That is actually the conservative option, but if they want to really go aggressive, they can try to pit slightly early and try to go long on the second stint. So that's the kind of strategies we will have here, because of course pit window was not specified, so they can go crazy with what they want. And I think a couple of drivers in the pit lane in there we saw just now on the right hand side of the screen are for damages, unfortunately.
Yep, and we have that. Oh, we have one guy exiting the pits there. Matthew Rojas overtaking down the inside, coming into Tamarello. of Jean Masvilton backs off there. A little bit weird there. Look at that. Alendrey Cruz hits the back of Matthew Rojas. So a little bit weird by Matthew Rojas for not diving down the inside though, Amo.
Yeah, indeed. I think he was a bit hesitant there. I thought he had the line covered, but he just gave Masvilton so much space, which inadvertently made him stop dead in his tracks and got hit. Oh, and further behind there, Baha and Alif. Wow, they're going side by side here as Alif will try to retaliate here, coming out to Tosa. In he goes, and he's in front of Baha. This is actually now a straight fight between the top 2 drivers in the championship.
It's a fist fight between these two. As much as I want to show other drivers fighting, these two winners, fastest guys on the track at the moment. Alif in the Honda, Avila Baha in the back. Oh, look at that. Alif a little bit squirrely coming into Piratella. What about Akram and Riley? He can't lose the car here. Otherwise, it's going to just compromise his gap between him and Avila Baha. And these two are giving us a fight, Amo. We're only 5 minutes in.
And we're only about a round into this championship. So really then, if this is going to be the taster for what's to come for the rest of the season, we're all foreseeing every single round being like this, I guess.
Yep, indeed it will. And
there's a big question right now. There is a small gap between the next cars, but I got a feeling Alif is going to think about coming in. But if he comes in now, I wonder what sort of traffic he's going to come out into.
what if there's actually a pit window, Alex?
The car spun around. Sorry, sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
That's actually Matthew Rojas, and Rojas actually tries to reverse. So unfortunately, he's actually reversed into the side of Kamal Ali. Take that, Kamal. So that's unfortunate that he has taken out quite a few drivers. But I think he was trying to actually go into the inside of Masvilton, and in turn, look at that, Masvilton comes to the pits. That might have been because of the damage.
Yeah, that might have been because of damage anyway. Avila Baha stays ahead of Alif there. So Avila Baha up to P6 and Alif up to P7. A very good race for them. What about Bruno Gallo though? What about the top 2? Wait, we have to focus on Alif and Baha though. These two are not
Baha's
giving up a fight.
defending. He's defending.
Coming out to Villeneuve, but that could be a mistake because Alif will go back onto the inside. No, but he held the line quite well. But he goes wide here, and Imran goes right in front of them. Oh, that's going to give him a position. Now that's one free position for both of them. So really then, no histrionics there apart from Imran's Hailey's off.
There is a battle for the lead though, however, but I feel like this is going to be the battle for the lead. These two, if they don't fight against one another, they are going to catch up against the leader. Bruno Gallo though in P2 is chasing down Andre Jensen Villanueva in P1 in the AM category. Now look, you are leading the AM category and you are leading the overall category. So what would you do? Be a sensible boy. You can overtake him if you're quicker than him, but I would just back off and keep the position. But if you want to be brave, go ahead.
Yeah, but the thing is though, he wants the overall win. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Do you think Villeneuve is going to go for the overall win?
Yeah, he will want to go for the overall win, but having said that, he is up against Gallo, who we saw in the Endurance Edition last time out in Barcelona, could be quite fast, and he is holding on to the lead for dear life at the moment. So watch that space. We'll keep an eye on the battle at the front, as well as the battle between these two, who have been providing some really good highlight reels here for the first couple of laps.
Yep, a little bit unfortunate for Mohamed Taspedo, who got caught up in the lap 1 turn 2 incident in Tamburello. Taspe down all the way up to P30, down to P31 from what was it, P13 on the grid. So it's very unfortunate by Mohamed Taspe. That's racing, like what I mentioned just now in race 1. Meanwhile, Alif, brother of Taspe, what can you do, Alif, to avenge your little brother? You have to take it. You have to take the win. That's the only way to avenge.
Yeah, but I mean, avenge only for himself, because he does get the honor here as Imran Zahaili actually gave way to Sandy Setiawan, so that's quite surprising. I'm surprised he gave way that easily as Oscar Lu nearly loses it as well. Whoa, everything happening here. And we also have to keep an eye out for drivers who have made a pit stop, because I was about to point out just now there that Tasby is leading the train of drivers who have pitted so far.
Tasby hasn't pitted, has he? If he hasn't pitted, then it's going to be a very big problem for him. He's
pitted because...
Okay, he has pitted. Yes, that's very good. But if he hasn't pitted, then it's going to be a problem. And meanwhile, Bruno Gallo has overtaken. What happened to you, Andre Jensen? He lost the lead. Yeah, we missed it. He lost the lead. Well, let's go back to instant replay. Let's see what instant replay has in store for us. I think he had the issue in...
I think got him into the Tosa.
Yeah, he got that into Tosa. So that's it. Andre Jensen, who was leading in the M category, had a issue there coming into Villeneuve or probably Tosa and lost 2 positions. So Bruno Gallo is your outright leader here, ladies and gentlemen. Chester Lam is leading M category. Meanwhile, what's going on between Avila Baha and Alif though? They're still battling it out. Look at that, Alif is struggling.
Yeah, look at it.
Look at that, the lack of straight line speed by the Honda is not giving him wonders at the moment. Avila Bahar, look at that, he's got the slipstream by Alan Drake Cruz and he doesn't look like he can get close.
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out, because Alan Drake Cruz is actually holding these two up. Is he going to fight, or is he going to give him way? Because we saw already lesser drivers have actually given way to these two a bit easily. But I think Drake Cruz might just be a bit of a tougher cookie here.
It might have been a tougher cookie here. Look at that. He's backing up Alan Drake Cruz. Avila Bahar is, is being backed up by Alan Drake Cruz, and the beneficiary of this is Leif Hamilton, who
No, he's not going to try one there. But
yeah, he's not
Drake
gonna try
Cruz
there.
Good defending from Drake Cruz here. And this is crucially going to play into the hands of the likes of Bruno Gallo and Chester Lam, who are out in front about 0.5 of a second between each other, but leading the way, and they're increasing the gap at the front here. So if these two get held up by Alan Drake Cruz, it's not going to do well for their races.
Avila Bahar just at the fastest lap of the race in that last lap of 42.2.
My mind there. Sorry, Alexis. Leif with a 42.1.
Wow. So these guys are flying. So Bruno Gallo really needs to make hay while the sun is shining, try and get a big gap between these guys.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really now up to how the racers, the leaders in front, pull away here with the advantage that they got. And crucially for them, they got Drake Cruz to be their pseudo buddy right now, holding up the two fastest drivers on the grid here. Ooh, well, they've nearly got to the back of Bahar there. And these two know better because they have actually raced each other before in other series, so they know how to back off when they need to. But at the moment, they need to actually get a giddy up here to get up to the front, because Alan Drake Cruz has held them up now for a second lap running.
Yep, indeed it will. And look at that. Avila Bahar, will he dive down the inside or outside, coming into Tamarello, which is to Alan Drake Cruz defending. He's not making life easier for Avila Bahar. Alan Drake Cruz runs wide. Oh, we gotta go back to the helicam there. Alan Drake Cruz loses the position, and look at that. Alif is getting closer to Avila Bahar. Now Alif tries to find a way past there, Alex.
Oh, not going to do it. Bahar defending, saying, I'm not letting you through. Bahar doing a good job there now. Up to P4. Yeah, oh, Alif's going to look on the inside. No, the side's against it.
Oh.
But tell you what, that Drake Cruz is defending for that 2 laps may have made a difference. It's kind of like Fernando Alonso last year in Hungary, where he fended off Lewis Hamilton for all his might to actually give Ocon the win. So Drake Cruz might have actually done a huge favor for the guys in the top 3 here to hold off the 2 fastest drivers right now. But we still have 34 minutes of this race left to go. If that difference is enough, then that might have actually been doing it for him. But at the moment, at least, these 2 drivers are at each other's throats trying to get up to the front of the grid.
Though Alif has to look at track limits. He can't go that wide coming out of Piratella. If he does, then he's gonna, Bahar backing off, braking twice. He's carrying too much speed coming to Variante Alta. A bit weird there by Bahar, but yeah, it's very weird. He doesn't want to do a Leclerc, I guess.
Yeah, because I was about to say that. I just feel that every time when I see those yellow sausage curves at the Variante Alta, it's just memories of how Leclerc dropped a potential podium while trying to chase for the win here. So he went for broke and went completely broke.
Yep, we gotta go back to the leader though. Chester Lam is getting closer to Bruno Gallo. Hello, will he dive down the inside? Chester Lam, very brave. Chester Lam dives on the inside, gets the job done. Oh, very close there. Oh no, very close there. Bruno Gallo, beautiful defending by Bruno Gallo there, Emo.
He opened up the door there just to actually see if Chester wants to take the bait, and he did, but Chester backed off, and now this might actually play into the hands of Avila Bahar and AR Muhammad Ali, because this actually will bring them closer together. Look, the top 4, well, that's actually not the top 4, that's the top 3, with Villanueva the 3rd in that particular train, just watching brief. If anything were to happen, he will regain the lead of the race.
Yep, and Bahar and Alif is a bit further back, so it's going to take some time for them to catch up.
You know what I'm surprised about, though, is I'm surprised that Alif is holding on to Bahar, because we saw in race 1 that on race pace at least, Bahar had some advantage over the two brothers, but I'm surprised that Alif has found some pace in race 2 here to hang on to the Mercedes.
Yeah, indeed. And the Honda, he did say just now, wasn't the fastest car on the straights anyway, so I guess the slipstream does help a bit to mitigate that disadvantage that the Honda does have. But also we have to take into account the fact that Tasbi was also battling with him, so I guess that's what stymied his progress in that first race to Avila.
Okay, back marker there, getting out the car, out the way in the yellow Ferrari. Makes it easy for them, sees the blue flags, well done.
Oh, he didn't stop it for Drake Cruz. Maybe Drake Cruz was not part of that particular train, but he is. In fact, he's only about a second behind Alif, so really he's not been lost by these two.
Yep. And Bruno Gallo taking the outside line is very weird. He's hugging the
And
wall
that's not going to
there.
help.
Yeah, that's not going to help. His gap to Chester Lam.
Not just only his gap, but his tires actually, because we can see the amount of marbles that have been deposited on the right-hand side of the circuit there. So if he gains those marbles, it actually goes onto the tires and it becomes very bad for it in terms of shape, because it will actually make the wheel vibrate more. It's almost like equivalent of getting flat spots there. So I'm not sure why Gallo actually tried to tie the line. That actually didn't help his tires whatsoever.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Alif. Alif.
Oh,
Alif has overtaken Avila Baha.
Oh, replay.
Oh, replay.
30 seconds.
Yep. So what happened there? Alif diving down the inside, coming to Tamarello here. It's Muhammad Alif though. He has caught the move. So finally the Honda has some straight line speed coming into turn 1. And Alif making it stick.
ooh. Well, that's a bit naughty there.
That's a bit naughty.
That's a bit naughty. JMX will have some words about that. But I'm surprised that Bahar did not defend the inside into turn 1.
And it kind of proved that the Honda does have a bit of oomph when it was given to it, because a reference to the Red Bull powertrains, it does have the power, so I guess that's where the Honda legacy is. But either way, good piece of driving from both of them, apart from when Alif tried to do the maneuver. A bit of a touching there coming into Tamburello, so I guess JMX will try to protest that maybe.
Yeah, indeed, they will. And you know, protests will be reviewed after the race anyway, so penalties will be applied after the race. But nevertheless, Chester Lam, Hong Kong boy with a who loves Initial D, the movie, very much, chasing down Bruno Gallo, and that's not making life easier for him, because look at that. You have the two fastest guys on the grid at the moment. Avila Baha, and Avila Baha goes in. Avila Baha goes in.
Smart.
On the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, I think because, you know, he'd lost some place to Alif, wanted to try to do something different. The big problem, though, it is a bit of a lottery. I wonder if the team are telling him about the gaps, because he could come out in some really slow traffic.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. And at the moment, at least, the guy who's leading that train of cars who have actually pitted is Jin Masvilton. So maybe a slight concern, because Jin was actually involved in that accident with Matthew Rojas earlier, but I think he might have shaken that off and have a good second part to that stint. So we'll keep an eye out for that once he comes out.
Tasby also there coming in for the pit stop as well. So Bahar coming out now, this is going to be very key for the race. If he can come out in some clean air, I think he can get that position back and fight to get to the top 3. If he's not in clean air, this could be not an easy race for him.
But mind you, everyone has to pit anyway, so he's being passed down by...
True.
By who is that? Sharik Zulkarnain? Well, it's not Sharik, it's...
That's
Avila is right.
one of the other Ferraris there, Abdul Kadir. So that's the car that just overtook him, and that's pretty much clean, clean air right in front and behind him. He's in his own free real estate.
Good work there by JMX Phantom there. They're obviously monitoring the gaps there, and found a bit of free air for Bahar to get into. Now he's going to put the hammer down, and if he does catch some of these slower cars, he has to make sure he overtakes without any issues.
Indeed. Now let's go back to Alif. Alif, fastest guy on the grid, 2 seconds behind Henry Jensen Villanueva. He has yet to make a pit stop, so what will Alif do? Will he come in? Nope, he's going to back off. So he's going to chase down the top 3 at the moment. Andrea Jensen Villanueva, Chester Lam and Bruno Gallo. But he has to pit. And when he pits, where will he end up?
Yeah, it's a prudent move actually to still stay out and try to use a bit of clean air to have good in-laps. But if he starts actually engaging back...
I think so. I think what Alif's going to do is going to put the hammer down, and as soon as he feels he's about to get held up by Villanueva, he's going to box.
That's a good call right there. And we've seen before how drivers, when they try to get those in-laps to actually get in front of the drivers, they try to hound those laps in, and before the other driver gets to them, they're already clean. So for the moment at least, Alif is still pretty much in clean air. So we have to keep an eye out on those in-laps there, guys.
Yep. And at the moment that now Sandy Setiawan is fighting with Oscar Low for the final step of the podium in the pro category. Mind you, they haven't pitted yet. So Avila Bahar is going to be a huge factor in this. If Avila Bahar gets caught up in an accident or gets held up by a back marker who has yet to pit, then that's going to be a very big issue. But for these two at least, they're fighting out for the final step of the podium in the overall category. Let's look at that. Oscar Low diving down the inside, coming to Aqua Minari. Will he get the drive coming into Variante Alta?
Oh, tell you what, that's not going to be on, isn't it? Oh, Luke goes to the inside.
He did a Leclerc and he didn't spin.
Oh, he didn't. And well, Leclerc never tried to maneuver over there, but we did see a couple of drivers in the GT World Challenge tried to do that, and they somehow made it work, while other times we saw in the safety car, massive accident. We saw that one, Nafik.
Yep, indeed. Now, Bruno Gallo, ladies and gentlemen, is your leader at the moment. The number 103 Antipodean Autosport, driving the Mercedes. What does Antipodean means actually?
Antipodean literally means south, because, you know, Paul Antipodean, he's actually referring to himself being in Australia, well, actually his team, because he is with Lucas Dowd. So Dowd being Australian, he just uses that name under the umbrella of Race On NZ, and I'm mistaken. So really, Australia and New Zealand have a big sim racing community. This is one of the branch teams.
Yep, and at the moment, so 77 has a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So who could that be? That is Adam Kondrolakis. So very unfortunate. He has made his pit stop, but penalty for Kondro, 30 seconds stop and go. And Taspi's race is done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. Your podium, well, yeah, Taspi is in the pit, so he's not moving. He's not been moving for quite some time. So Taspi's race is over.
Okay, let's go down to the battle for Leaf and see if he's coming to the pits. There's Baja getting held up by some traffic. Yep. He's got to clear this quickly, somehow. Otherwise, he's going to give the position back to Alif.
It's looking good for Alif though, because remember just now, he was only about a few seconds behind Villanueva. So that's clean air, effectively, while Baja is actually having to slog his way through. So this is going to play into his hands. And in fact, Alif's gotten ahead.
Alif has overtaken Andrea Jensen Villanuevas for P3 overall. So Alif, one target down, 2 target to go. But pit stop, mind you, is still a factor in this. When Alif pits, where will he end up?
Wow. So Alif playing the game just now in our interview after race 1, saying he was going to stop after lap 1. I think he's going to stop on the last lap of the race now.
I think the tires will not last that long, because normally, yeah, I mean, these tires can do 1 hour, but by the time that you're at the end of its lifespan, it's going to be shot to bits.
Well, you don't change tires in this race, don't forget.
They don't. And well, look at that. Ronaldo Julie here gets another stop and go penalty.
Villanueva going out wide there through turn 2.
Yep. So a lot of mistakes going on at the moment. Tire wear doesn't seem to be a factor in ACC, because the tires will last for 1 hour. But look at that. Hot rocket in the NSX. Oh, a little bit squirrely there by Alif. Will he dive down the inside, coming to turn, dive down the outside, coming to Tosa, outside of Chester Lam?
Oh, he's trying to do it around the outside. If he actually gets a good exit out of here, he could be ahead. And yes, that's a good exit from Alif. He is nose ahead. Can he actually get it done? Coming out to Piratella. They're going side by side, but the Bentley actually has the grunt. Does Chester go for it? No, he doesn't. But he actually holds on to the inside. And Alif goes wide out of Piratella. Would that be a maneuver? Actually not done. They're still going side by side, coming to Aqua Minerali. And Alif forces his way through to go up to second place on the road.
That was a key part of the track, really. He had to make that move done. He couldn't afford to lose time. He did run wide, though. You know, if he had the track limits available, because he was in front, that wouldn't be smart. That would be quite a smart idea to use.
But I feel like Alif should be a little bit more cautious next time, because if he goes off the road coming out of Piratella more often than not,
yeah,
he will get
but
a penalty.
You got 3 times you can do it. So as long as he's got them in the bag, I think it's okay. 22 minutes to go. Obviously, if this is a 12-hour race, you want to watch that. But let's see.
Oh, Chester Lam and Andrea Jensen. Andrea Jensen doing the dummy there. Oh, smart boy.
And in essence, actually, you have 4 warnings, because you have the first 3, and you actually strike out that last one, you're going to get a drive-through. So in essence, there's 4 warnings you can get here.
So, Avila Baha, the only guy in the top 20 who has pitted 4 tires. Mind you, mandatory pit consists of changing your tires. Now, you got the, sorry.
Just 1 kilo of fuel.
Just 1 kilo, okay, 1 kilo of fuel. Alright, 1 kilo of fuel. So now, Mada Andika, returning guy in the eRacing GP racing series.
Yeah, Mada Andika, we haven't seen him in a while. Baha runs wide there. That's going to cost a bit of time. He was trying so hard to try and get the toe, but Mandika goes in. Oh, that's perfect timing for Baha.
Yeah, Chester Lam exiting the pits now. So where will Chester Lam exit? I think he's going to exit behind Avila Baha. Avila Baha is pushing like a rocket next to Alif. So yes, Avila Baha has made the undercut work.
Was cleared Chester Lam easily. So that's a big gap he's got over Chester Lam. So you look at that sort of gap, and I'm going to think that maybe Baha has done enough on the undercut to overtake Alif.
Well, we don't know whether that will be the case because we still have not seen whether or not Alif's in-laps will be enough to actually keep him ahead because he was also engaged in some battles.
You got to look at where Chester Lamb came. Chester Lamb came in, wasn't so far behind Alif.
Yeah.
And look at that, how much further Baha has come out in front of Chester Lamb. So just looking at those gaps, we're obviously estimating.
Alif's speeding now. Alif's speeding now.
Alif's in the bits.
Oh, don't miss that drive. Don't miss that penalty line.
Okay.
I think because Condor just got a stop and go because he completely missed it.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to focus on this guy right here. AR Muhammad Alif driving the number 112 Team Flash Honda NSX GT3 Evo. Fighting with Avila Baha for the lead. Well, he was fighting with Avila Baha for P4, but Avila Baha, these two guys are, you know, the fastest guys. And look at that. 1 liter of fuel, like what Alex mentioned just now. So 1 liter of fuel is all that you need. Where is Avila Baha? Alif is going to exit his pits, and Avila Baha is coming into Rivadza. So Alif is going to come up ahead of Avila Baha.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
I think you're right, though.
It's gonna be close. And where is Alif now in relation? He's gonna
He's
to
going
the
to
end of
exit
the
the pit
pit
now.
lane.
Yep, and there you go. That's right. I'm right, boys. Ha!
But wait, is he gonna come up behind traffic? That's concerning for him. There's Alif, and Baha's just come across the start-finish line. So Alif then with the with the pit stop strategy or dreams to get ahead of his rival. That's crucial.
It is. It's very crucial for Alif. Alif has made this overcut, bro.
Yeah. Good laps there by the Singaporean. He's there in P11, but all the cars in front of him have not pitted. But we should go back to the leader because Gallo's doing a great job right now, putting off some good laps there.
He has actually managed the gap to Villanueva by up to 5 seconds now. So really, then he's just maintaining his pace. He's not really putting the hammer in and just go completely flat out. He's just happy to buy this time as he comes into the pits now. He might just lose the race lead, but he might just be in a strong position here to get at least a podium if actually things go his way.
Mind you, this guy is fighting for overall win. Avila Baha is fighting for overall win, and Alif is fighting for overall win. Now it's gonna be problematic for Bruno Gallo. The Lexus in front of him is pitting. So
Yeah, why is the stop so long?
Oh, I think he must have mixed his pick box. Yep, he's moving now though, Bruno Gallo. So what about Alif and Avila? Alif is coming. Yep, and I believe
Gallo's going to be lead.
Gallo's going to be leading, but with a very, it's
big margin.
Yeah, it's got a very small margin. Alif though, we need to focus on.
Yeah. Luckily for him, the Lexus that was actually pitting with him missed his box. You can see why the car actually teleported twice. So there we go. There's the Lexus behind, and it's going to be a close one here because Alif is just on the kink out of.
It's going to be close. Yeah, it's going to be close. Bruno Gallo is overtaking. Where is Alif? There is Alif. So Alif has overtaken the lead. Alif has taken the outright lead here, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful work done here by Alif, but mind you, he may get the protest for that naughty dive bomb coming into turn 1 between him and Avila Baha. No protest yet made by JMX Phantom, but we have to wait and see.
This is interesting. Gallo is actually in the best position possible because it's promising for him as another car gets a penalty there. 717 or is it 727?
717.
So that's actually one of the FSA Racing drivers, I guess. Not sure which one is that, but unfortunately for him, that's not his day actually made any better.
Yep, and that's Abdul Yazid Raza in the 717 car. So, Avila Baha has Lam Kok Hong in front of him. Lam Kok Hong, which is Kira Hayashi, one of the old-timers here in the sim racing scene in Malaysia. Hasn't pitted yet. Welcome back, Kira, to the eRGP League. But it's in between the fight. Look at that. Was that Aaron Lim?
That's Aaron Lim. That's the only Stratos car in this race, and he has binned it into the barrier. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. Look at that. Avila Baha has to clear the traffic. No, Avila Baha has to clear the traffic. Kira just giving away. Kira's like, nope, I'm letting you pass. What about Alif though? Is he going to extend the gap between him and Bruno Gallo? 6 tenths is a gap. Oh, a little bit wide there. No, he's got traffic to negotiate. He's got cars to negotiate in front of him, Alif.
Yeah, that's not going to do his race any better. And he's got still Bruno Gallo's just within arm's length right behind. So he's not prepared to rest easy for the time being. Blue flag's being waved on the gantry there. So the drivers who are being lapped here are being let known that they have to give way at some point.
Okay, so in the AM category right now, Alan Drake Cruz, he's second on the road right now, but Villanueva, who's leading the race overall, has not pitted ammo. So Alan Drake Cruz could come out in the net lead. Behind him though, Chester Lamb, 6 seconds behind, so I don't know what happened to Chester Lamb. Chester Lamb would have lost a lot of time right there. There he is. He must have made a mistake in the pit stops, because he did come out of the pits quite far back, further back than I thought he'd be. So yeah, I don't think Chester Lamb's going to be fighting for overall win anymore.
Yeah, I think because he may have actually gone for a full service, when in actuality you can actually go all the way without even trying to change tires or fuel up that much. So he may have not read the rules in depth to find out that he needed to actually just make 1 kilogram of fuel as your mandatory pit stop. So he's paid the price for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a rookie mistake to made by everyone here. The first time I raced, I never knew that you can only pit 1 liter of fuel. So there you go, outright leader that Andrea Jensen Villanueva is pitting at the moment. Oscar Lau from Macau E Motorsports is leading the race. Now, he hasn't made his pit stop. Alif has made his pit stop and he's negotiating traffic. What about Avila Baha? Right behind him, right behind Bruno Gallo. It's gonna be close here.
Yeah, and oh, look at that. That Ferrari is still holding it up as one car disappeared from our screen for a second. Looks like it's back now. That was actually one of the Hot Rocket Club cars, as Bruno Gallo is following Ali, shadowing him, trying to actually get track position as well.
Yep, indeed. And these back markers can't make any issues here. They don't want to crash into Alif. That's not going to be a very good sight. Alif was sitting comfortably ahead of them. Bruno Gallo is, not gaining anything from him. So we got a few drivers here getting drive-through penalties, stop and goes for speeding in the pit lane. But nevertheless, Bruno Gallo. A little bit unfortunate there. What happened?
Good move actually. Just got through quite well.
Yep, just overtaking the traffic there. Avila Baha still behind him. He hasn't made up grounds, has he, Avila Baha?
He's got a lot of traffic now between Baha and Leaf, so that's going to be costly. Baha's got to try and get up a bit closer. I know there's only 14 minutes to go, but he'll need to try and get a bit closer.
Yeah, that Mercedes is in the middle of the way and it's not racing them, so that's going to be a very big headache for Bruno Gallo. Avila Baha, we need to see him. I want to see how he, overtakes the traffic. Coming to early now.
You just feel their pain, don't you think, guys? Because we know for a fact that you have a car that's potentially a race-winning car or even faster than these guys, and you have to negotiate them, but they are not giving way either because they also have their own race to attend to. They want to get track positions as well.
Yep. Avila Baha negotiating traffic there very well. Alif, though, is the biggest winner in this, of all this kerfuffle that's currently going on.
It's not that far in front, isn't he? It's only a couple seconds in front.
No, it's not that far in front. He's coming into Rivarza, the second part of Rivarza, and just overtook the traffic. So there you go. Oscar Lu, who was leading the race just now, is currently in the pits. Taufik Mohin, though, is your outright leader, and Fahad Ghafoor, your 2 GSR boys, all timers in the sim racing scene in Malaysia, is leading the way. And Taufik, handsome boy.
You mean the horny boy? Can we say that?
Yeah, we can't say that. No, apologies to everyone that you can't say that. But nevertheless, Taufik Mohin, 696 Audi of GSR E Motorsport, driving the old Audi. So
I do like that color scheme in the GSR car. It looks quite nice.
It's like Repsol Honda, doesn't it?
It does look a little bit like Repsol.
Looks like the old school Repsol Honda. It's like Mick Doohan's Honda.
Well, when he last rode him 500cc before he had his career-ending injuries anyway.
Yep. Oh, Avila Baha, look at that. We need to go back to him, Avila Baha. He's a few seconds behind Bruno Gallo, and this is going to be interesting to see. There's a back marker in the middle of the way. He's backing off, so very good job by the back marker there. And Avila Baha is chasing down Bruno Gallo like a rocket. So, guys, I want to ask you, when JMX protests the incident between him and Alif for the incident in Tamarello earlier, what do you think the steward is going to give to Alif?
I don't know. We'll have to look at the replays. But Alif they just have to focus on the races right now. They need to just get closer. Alif knows he needs to try and have a little bit of a gap here. At the moment, 4 seconds between Alif and Vila. Alif will try and get that over 5 seconds.
But it's not a safe margin either because right now it's only about 4 seconds in it between them. So really then, if Bahar disposes of Gallo quickly, he could actually be looking over his shoulder and try to actually increase that gap in the final few laps that remain. So really then, the race is not over, not by a long shot.
Not by a long shot indeed. So Taufik and Fahad and Yang Ming, your top 3 GSR. All the podium is currently being conquered by GSR and has not been, and
Okay, so let's have a look at Alan Drake Cruz right now. He is the AM driver that is in the lead, and we'll show you a little picture of him. He's only 10 years old. Small fella, there he is.
aww, so cute.
And overtakes Kamal Ali, so Kamal has the ignominy of being overtaken by a kid.
He's driving well, and I have to say Cruz is driving very well. I think he's one of the drivers who might have to consider moving up to AM after this. Sorry, up to Pro after this, but he's doing a great job. Philippines driver based in Norway, so his ping is not good at all. His ping is about 200, but he's doing a great job there.
And he's in the M category.
Yeah, and he's not taking anyone out with the ping, so he is actually being a very conscientious driver.
What do you say, boys? Upgrade Alan Drake Cruz to Pro?
We'll leave up to the vote of the people, I guess, because we are a democracy.
Yep, it is. Meanwhile, Bruno Gallo. Now look at Bruno Gallo. Oh, a little bit squirrely there coming out of the corner, and that compromised his exit coming out of Variante Alta. And will Avila Baha dive down the inside, coming into Rivazza.
We saw this before. We saw this with Matthew Rojas. He tried to move on the inside of Chester Lam. That didn't work. He might pressure Gallo into a mistake. Gallo goes off into the gravel, and that might be Baha's opportunity, and he gets it. But he might have to defend coming out of this because Bahar will still have to defend from Gallo on the start-finish train.
That's really good for Bahar. Bahar needed to get past Gallo because every lap he stayed behind him, it allows a Leaf to go out in the front. But yes, he's not defending the inside again. I'm surprised Bahar's doing that.
Baha's doing that for the second time in a row this race. It's very weird. Will Bruno Gallo dive down the inside? He is pushing off these two. Avila Baha, pushes off. Bruno Gallo pushes him into the sausage cubes and has, pushes him off the contention.
I think Bahar's move was okay there, left him space, but I think that could have been a racing incident.
Yep.
But we shall see after this race. But Bahar gets the business done, but he's now 6.5 seconds behind the Leaf.
That was not what he wanted. And yeah, I'm surprised actually that Bahar didn't defend it hard enough actually when he actually had the opportunity to go into the inside and hold on to the position. But he didn't again. 2 races in a row that he's done that.
Yep. I've got a
question. Sorry, twice in a row this race.
Twice in a row this race. Alright, I've got a question. When are the top 3 is going to pit?
Within the next 8 minutes.
Taking them some time. They're gonna do a leaf or reverse our leaf. Gonna pit on the last lap of the race. Smart boy.
You mean Albon in the very last lap?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a good job right now. Fahad there in P3 has actually had a good race actually. He actually does a good race. I mean, okay, he's leading the race at the moment. He got taken out in race 1, didn't he? All the way to the back. So, okay, he's probably still not going to finish in the points. Maybe just the edge of the points today. But a good recovery drive by the Malaysian.
Yep.
Well, you can safely say that it was a good recovery drive. He would have gotten more had it not been for the accident with Lucas Dowd. And, well, you can safely say this is just damage limitation. You normally apply it to championship contenders, but this is just damage limitation to his entire round. So a top 15 for him would be good return after what happened in race 1.
Yep, and we got to focus on Chester Lam, though, is leading the speed 2 in the AM category. And Pradita Utama is right behind him in P3, but Pradita hasn't pitted yet. Well, spoke too soon. He has pitted.
So, Chester Lamb's got to be feeling this is a race miss, don't you? Because he was in front, he was head of the AM class. He was fighting for the overall victory, but he got involved in a couple of scrapes with Gallo. And I think that cost him some time. He had a slow pit stop, and that's it. He's not going to win AM today because P2's not bad return, but he was in for a hunt of overall, not just the AM victory. So he'll be not too happy with this, I think, today.
Yeah, be slightly miffed about that, but at least a podium in the AM class is not bad going for him, to be honest, after he was battling it all out in that first race in the AM class as well. So really then, he's on for a positive start to the first race of the season in the sprint edition.
I'm trying to see Taufik Mohin pitted earlier for 1 liter of fuel, right? And he was leading the race. Now he's down to P9, so considering where he started, that's actually a very good pit strategy by GSR.
Yeah, it is. I think both the GSR drivers are
Well,
doing that.
all
I
three
think,
GSR drivers, sorry, Alex.
yeah, and I think Fahad's going to do the same thing as well, you know? So, good recovery drives by GSR.
And oof, there's plenty of cars going to the grass here to avoid being lapped, or actually trying to give way to get lapped as another Ferrari lags there for a second. And McLaren, that's Aaron Lim. Aaron Lim going the agricultural route, and he's trying to do a Lamborghini there.
Doing the tractor line.
Yes, after not being happy with one of Enzo's cars.
Avila Baha, P2. What could have been for him? Should have he pitted on the same lap as Alif? Give Alif a run for his money, and you know, fight till the death. He's 6 seconds behind Alif, isn't he, Avila Baha?
5.8 actually, so he's within under that, well, just above that 5-second window. So if he gains 8 more tenths, it will make Alif sweat a bit, because that's just the penalty margin that he needs to stay ahead of him in the overall grand scheme of things by the end of the race. But you never know what's going to happen with that Honda, especially the fact that overall in a stint, the Honda is actually not as good as what Alif expected.
Well, right now we're watching the fastest car on the track. Avila Bahar JMX Phantom just set his fastest lap of the race at 42.1. Alif's last lap at 42.5. So Bahar's flying right now. He knows he's got 5 minutes and anything can happen. So yeah, I think the Mercedes is really coming to its own as the race goes on. We saw that in race 1 as well. He got stronger and stronger as the race went on, whereas this Honda NSX didn't look so good at the end of race 1, did it?
Yep, and the fact that Alif also is holding the fastest lap of the race here, so it kind of shows that the BOP helped out the Honda big time, and normally we will try to avoid the Honda, or at least put the Honda as a last resort in terms of qualifying for any type of race. But here is Alif making the car work here.
Yeah, this last lap at 43.2, that's not good enough.
Oh, you're right there, Alex. 5.3 seconds across the line. And in that second timing split, it was up to 6 seconds. So, not sure what happened to Alif's car, because we did see him throughout that entire way into the third sector. No histrionics happening to his car, but yet he's losing time.
Yes. Look, he's got a bit of traffic here. Seems to have cleared that quite cleanly. But I don't think that car's handling so well as we get to the end of the race.
5.2. So Bahar's getting another 10th here. And that will make Alif sweat a bit if he knows full well that if he remembered one of the collisions that he had in the race is going to result in him being called up to the stewards. So, yeah, the race is still not over yet.
Yep. I need to go to Yang Ming, the only guy in the race actually who hasn't pitted for that 1 liter of fuel required. He's gonna come out behind Fahad. Where is Fahad? I don't see Fahad. Fahad is P7.
P5.
Fahad is P7. Yeah,
that's a great recovery drive by Fahad. So Gafford there with a good recovery drive. Yang Ming, like you said, the last guy to come in. He's got to be boxing this lap.
Maybe he boxed his lap.
No.
He's not boxing. Naughty boy.
Oh, he's going to get a nice penalty.
Yep.
I mean, he has done enough ACC races to know when to do a mandatory pit stop. So I think he might just be on the call with the GSR team to say that I might go into the pit lane in the very last lap. So he's trying to do an Ocon here, an Albon here, but it's not going to win him the race, that's for sure.
And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. The gap between Avila Bahar and Alif Hamilton is 5 seconds. This is going to be interesting. Alif is sweating.
Both these drivers doing a really good job getting through the traffic.
Yep. Does look like you know they are one of the best drivers in Southeast Asia. You got Andika Rama Maulana, you got Dylan Tan, you got Nakib Alslan, you have Alif, AR Mama Alif, you have Avila Bahar, you have what? Who else? Fadli Rahman. Yeah, there you go.
They're right up there. Oh, look at that. McLaren, there's some back markers between the two leaders though. The two net leaders, shall we say, because we know Yang Ming will have to take a pit stop.
Have been behaving quite well here today, because we have not seen that much drama with the leaders trying to overtake them. So I guess everyone is more than alert to racing etiquette at this point.
Yep. You gotta focus on Yang Ming. Why aren't you pitting? Pit now.
The last lap? Yeah, pit now, because this is the last lap of the race coming up next time by. So if he actually passes the line, we're gonna have a very interesting interview if we were to get a hold of him.
He's not gonna win the race though, that's for sure. The gap between him and Alif is 7 seconds, so Alif is closing down like a bullet. Yang Ming though, pit now, he has to pit.
He's gotta pit.
Yep, he is pitting.
Okay, let's go back to the new leader then, Alif there right now, and look how focused he is right now in the insert. This is a good lap by him. He's had a few not great laps, but this lap will be decent in the 42s, which is what he needs. He's got some back markers though. He needs to clear this Lexus somehow.
Yep. And lest we forget, of course, Bahar was also involved in his own little incident with Bruno Gallo when he tried to overtake him at this very corner. So you might say that was actually pretty much a racing incident, don't you think, Alex?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think we'll have a few videos to look at the end of this race.
Now then, we're on board with the race leader, the de facto race leader now, because of the pit stop that has been taken by Chu Yanming. And Matthew comes out in 6th place. I guess just about, because he's still classified 6th. He might have been overtaken by Fahad 4, but that's not our concern. We're looking at Alif right now. Although the fastest lap of the race, and he has 2 extra points for that to his pocket.
Cool, calm, and collected. I think that's the word for Alif tonight. Excellent job by him in race 2. But you've got to wait and see what the stewards have to say between, you know, the incident between him and Avila Bahar coming to Tamarella just now.
A bit oppo there, opposite lock coming into Aqua Minerali, and he's lucky to have held on there, but that gap's looking quite concerning, isn't it? How many seconds is that? 4.8, I think.
4.5 seconds is the gap between him and Avila Bahar. Sorry, him and Avila Bahar. You have to go to M-class leader here. Alan Ray Cruz. Yeah, he's fighting for top 3 overall, so this is going to be very interesting for him. Last lap, what will you do, Alan? We have to focus on Alan's race between him and Bruno Gallo after this. Meanwhile, focus up on AR Muhammad Alif exiting Rivazza. Take it away, Amo.
So out of Rivazza then for the final time. AR Muhammad Alif, who had to slog his way through from P14, flashes the headlights out of Rivazza, comes across the line now, and takes victory here in race 2, provisionally, because we don't know what's going to happen with the stewards. 2nd place will be Avila Bahar, but we have to go back for the battle for 3rd overall. Has Cruz made it? No, he hasn't. He has actually lost it. Not actually had enough of a slipstream to get through. 3rd place will be Bruno Gallo. He'll be delighted with that one. And 4th place, winner in AM, is Alan Drake Cruz. What a weekend he's had. Amazing drive from the young Filipino. And guys, well, we can just take it away from you here. Who do we have on the line?
Well,
We have Alif again.
yeah, let's quickly chat to Muhammad Alif, see what he feels about that race. That was a good race by Alif. See if we got him on the line. Alif, can you hear us?
Yep.
Yep. Interesting race. Went to plan?
Yeah, somehow. Somehow. The Honda worked out pretty well. Had to get my elbows out and I had to get really aggressive with my driving, but I mean, I love it. That's the best feeling, you know, when you had to work for it. Yeah.
I mean, the first half of the race I thought you were mega, but the second half of the race, the tires going off a bit because Baja's pace was really good in the second half of the race.
Yeah, he was really blistering pace, but towards the end I was just managing the tires, managing the rears, because this car is very neutral, you know, a bit pointy on the nose, so you really have to take care of the rears. So towards the end I was just cruising around because I had a 6-second gap, so yeah.
Okay, and what did you think about that small contact you had with Baja? Was it alright?
I think it was alright because I was significantly ahead, so
Okay.
it was my line going into the right-hander, so I think, yeah,
Should be
it
okay.
happened, but yeah, it seems like a racing incident.
Okay, great. Nice talking to you, Alif. Well done and congratulations on the race win.
Thank you, cheers.
Thank you. Okay, let's try and speak to Bruno Gallo right now. Bruno, I'm not sure if you're there right now, if you can hear us, but we'd like to ask you about your race because that was a pretty exciting race.
Hi, can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, we can hear you. How
Just
was
checking
it?
because I'm on a laptop. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good stuff, good fun. The reverse grid obviously gave me a chance. A little bit off pace to the guys at front.
Yep.
So that was cool, man. I could hang in the lead for quite a while. And I think Alif, I saw he pitted. So
Yeah.
I thought of covering just in case, because I thought he gets free air after pit stop, he would get me. And it was pretty close. I just exited the pit and he just went past me.
Right. Okay.
And then there was a move with Baja, which I do need to check the replay, to be honest, because I think it was a little bit, I don't know, I need to check. I feel like he pushed me off the track, but anyway, it's good racing, hard, good racing. And then P3 in the end. There was also a Ferrari, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a Ferrari lagging and then it disappeared and appeared again in the chicane, and unfortunately got me
Yeah.
off track.
We saw a couple cars like that. Oh, that's a bit unlucky then.
Yeah, but that's okay. It was a good race. Good
Yeah.
fun. Really enjoyed
Awesome,
it.
man. Glad to have you on board, and we'll see you at round 2.
Definitely. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Okay, that's awesome. Let's try and now talk with the winner of the AM class, Alan Drake Cruz. How are you? Can you hear us?
Oh, yes, to unmute.
Yeah,
Unmute, Amir.
yeah. Amir has to unmute right now. Alan, can you hear us?
I can hear you properly. I'll just bring the mic closely.
Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear you now.
Hello.
How's it going, buddy?
Aw.
Hello.
That was a pretty eventful race.
Yeah, it was pretty eventful. I think first of all, just want to say thank you to Alexis because he helped me a lot in the endurance edition. It quite improved my driving significantly. So just want to say thank you to him before I say anything. Second of all, I got good practice for the week. Try to maximize my gadget time. Of course,
Your gadget
practicing
time.
quali, race, and 15-minute as well, the sprint.
Mm-hmm.
And it went well. And then in qualifying, I was struggling so much with the gaps. Like, what do you call this? There's a lot of guys who are slower, so it was hard to manage the gaps.
Okay.
So it was going to be very hard for me to get into a good lap. So luckily, I was able to get into one, and I got pole. And then in the race, it was just about avoiding the chaos like normally, and I did well in doing that. Just kept my calm. And race 2, same thing as well. A bit of more chaos in the start in race 2, and a good battle with Bruno at the end. He got us just by a bit, but I'm very happy with the both a win in both races. So yeah.
Okay, well done, man, and good luck for next race. We'll see you in round 2. Maybe you do us a hot lap as well for that one, yeah? Well done.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Great, kids. So, anyway, that was it. Sprint edition. Ammo, do you have any further words before we carry on?
I'm also not in the commentary booth.
He's gone already.
Aw.
Okay, so what did you think? Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The reverse grid race in race 2 actually, brought out a lot of action, more than what we anticipated, especially throughout the entire 45 minutes of the race.
Yeah. So that's it, I guess. Friday night. We still end at 10:20 here in the KL, Hong Kong, Singapore time zone. And thanks for joining us. Any further thoughts? No?
See you in round 2 for Donington, and Selamat Hari Raya to all the Muslims who are celebrating it.
Absolutely. Good point. Take care. See you round 2. Endurance and Sprint will be back with us next month.